the Big O Show. This is 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 the Big O Show. This.
So here's the putting green. See? There you go. Got two flags. One is over there where Cutter's Edge Pro. It's not coming out now. Come on. Come on, wind. Give me a little wind. No, unfortunately. But there you go. And this one says Big O here. There you go. So there's my putting green. It's about, I would say about 25 feet, something like that. I get to practice, have a little fun. See? And then, of course, we got, the bunkers. Got to have the bunkers, man. Got all kinds of bunkers there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a taste of our backyard. There's Maiden right there. Maiden. Bono, how you doing, Bono? Bono. He's a Carolina dog, by the way. These dogs are amazing. Their temperaments are awesome. But there is the Sylvester Palm, which is just beautiful. All right, call my guys, Will and Mike at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Dogs are not included, okay? Can't include the dogs. Those are mine. But the exceptional work, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yes. Make your home an oasis. CuttersEdgePro.com. Go to their Instagram page, by the way, so you can see a lot of the before and after work that they do. And it is exceptional, baby. This thing's been on here for about 9 months. No grass growing through it or anything like that. Right, Bono? Huh? Bono!
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Radio Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated. They offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for ejdconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayum is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayum, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayum can help. Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hey, welcome aboard, baby. Coming to you live from beautiful Hialeah Park. Today we are in the first floor. All right, we're out here in the Flamingo Lounge. Normally we're up in the second floor in the poker room. Oh, yeah, we don't even have our banner behind us, actually. So normally we're up in the second floor. So just in case if you're coming by to say hi, like some of you guys do sometimes, we're in the first floor poker room, Flamingo Bar, got all the TVs going, the lovely ladies serving drinks, and of course the loosest slots in the state. Yeah.
In case they're sitting at the bar upstairs, they can come downstairs.
Yes.
Beautiful bars right here in front of us.
Yeah, that's right. Big old bar here, man. So, and all the TVs going on. So if any racing going on, any sports shows, all of that stuff is going on. And they've got the closed caption going for you. So, that way you can read what's going on, because you're in a casino or whatever, and they're going to have the volume up more often than not. But they put the little closed caption in there, so at least you can keep up with the news and everything else going on. So we are out here having some fun. Cameron Wolfe will stop by at 3:30. Manny Navarro will join us at 4. Safedine at 4:30. Tomorrow, Sean and I will be at Acura Pembroke Pines. So today is like a Thursday, and tomorrow's like a Friday. Okay, that's kind of the way we're treating the week because normally we're here on Thursdays, but what is Thursday? It's Turkey Day, and we're actually going to take it off. You know what I mean? I would like to take Friday off, but I can't take Friday off either because we've got, the Dolphins and the Jets, and Sean and I will have the pre and post game show for you there. And then we get to, well, kind of, because I'll do the funeral recession on Saturday for the Canes season. Post game. That's all I'm going to do. We're not doing any pregame stuff for the Canes. We'll just do post game after that Boston College, which I would imagine it's somewhere in the 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. No, it starts at noon.
No. It starts noon on Friday. It's a Friday game. It goes Canes, BC, Dolphins, and then the Heat. That's Friday for South Florida sports.
Oh, wait a minute. I got confused. The Canes BC game is on a Friday,
on
not
a Friday.
On a Saturday?
Yes, Friday
so
at
that
noon.
means I don't have to do it.
No.
Oh.
No, we can just discuss it slowly in the post-game. Dolphins.
Okay.
Canes win.
Oh.
Because they talked about it today. I forgot. I saw the tweet from Barry Jackson.
You know what?
He said it's a full day of South Florida sports. 12 o'clock Canes.
God, you know that I completely brain farted here. I thought it was a Saturday, the Canes game. I did not realize.
I honestly thought it was until I saw a tweet today, and that's why I jumped on when I heard you say Saturday. I was like, no.
Wow.
Friday.
Okay. All right. So then I'm off Saturday and Sunday for sure, dude. Wow. I have a Saturday and Sunday off. That's fantastic. I get to sit back and just chill out and watch a little football. I love it. Get a little red zone on Sunday. Use the live app. There you go. Got my the Iron Maidens shirt today. See? You know that they have to give Iron Maiden some kind of money, some kind of donation to a charity or something, because they use everything, dude. The imaging, the lettering, the music, they have to share something. But I wanted to support the ladies. I like to support artists that I like and enjoy. Because they need a little help, man. Entertainment for us as music fans.
How big is the merch table at those shows?
It's just a table with a shirt. They had one male and a female shirt. That's it. They had this shirt and that's it. It's they had the shirt and they had a wife beater. That's all they had, bro. No. Not for this. Yeah, you're not gonna have much merch. No. Or something like this. So yeah, the fact that I was able to even buy a shirt, I was surprised. But it was good. It was good. So appreciate it. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. And of course, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. You can make a Bitcoin donation there too. On top of all of that, we always love that. Those are my favorites. Once you make a Bitcoin donation, you and I are friends for life. That's it. It's just one of those things, it's a connection that's there. Cash Big O Show is the address on Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. And you can send your questions and comments and insults and maybe even a compliment. You can sneak it in there. Why not? Jamie Zorrilla is number 1 in San Jose. Says the AFC East. The AFC is getting interesting. Dolphins just need to take care of business. Yep, that's what I was talking about the other day when somebody asked me, who are we rooting for, the Bills or the Jets? I said, it doesn't matter anymore. None of that matters. The Dolphins take care of business. It doesn't matter what happens to the Jets, especially the Bills. Just win your games, and when you face the Bills again, beat their ass. You're facing the Jets this week. Beat their ass. Everything takes care of itself. Miami controls everything now. It's a beautiful thing. The position that the Miami Dolphins are in right now, they control everything. All they got to do is play smart. You don't play smart, you allow a bad team like you did this past week to stay in the game. You allow a bad team like the Giants to get out to a 14-0 lead. Take care of business. Kansas City losing yesterday. Nobody has a better record than Miami in the conference. They have the same record, but not a better record. And they do have tiebreakers. Kansas City has a tiebreaker on them. But now you can take care of business from here on out. I mean, it seems like
Kansas City seems to have the same problems that the Heat has sometimes in the fourth quarter or second half. They're not scoring. So take care of business. You'll control the division and you'll control the conference. Pretty simple. Don't forget, folks, if you want to be a part of our platform, all you got to do is call our business line, 786-754-4664. You want to be a sponsor of one of our segments, one of our insiders, things like that. Want to be a sponsor of our pre- and post-game shows, 786-754-4664. We can also go and broadcast to your business once a week, once a month, once a quarter, whatever it is that you want to do. So reach out to us if you want to help our platform grow and be able to go cover everything and anything possible here in South Florida sports. Bring it on, baby. Reach out to our business line, 786-754-4664. Thank you all out there, as always, for supporting us. Coach AJ is in the house. Kyle Cockrell, Ray Sosa, Chef Jew. He says to check your pulse and fins up. Duck Dog is in. What up, Big O and Sean? Arcarillo. True Fin Fan. He farted again. This time it smells like filet mignon and lobster. Yeah, boy. That was a good birthday party right there, dude. Yeah, man. Giovanni is in. Boss B, One-Eyed Jack, John Padilla, Brian Ratke, NorCal with a good afternoon. I just got a feeling this week, 31-0 Fins, total control. That would be nice. Gus 1388. Joseph says, I'm here, Big O. Let's go. And happy Thanksgiving to you, NorCal. Steven Gonzalez, Nyborg. Just saw Ross is selling Finn's minority stake in F1. Yeah, there's going to be, I've been telling you this, right? Haven't I told you there's going to be a real estate crisis here? There's going to be a commercial real estate crisis all across the country. And then there's going to be a little bit of a housing crisis too. Now, it won't hit us as hard as other states, but there will be one. And I think this real estate mogul is just getting some money to, go chop up more real estate, So it just kind of, when I saw that, it was like, okay, this dude knows that it's coming. And, any of you, God bless you, any of you that have like real money, you're going to have great opportunities to invest coming up in the next year. You are going to, unfortunately, because it's going to be, that whole pandemic thing, change the world, change the way we do things, change the way we do businesses. Lots of businesses never went back to their buildings. Employees didn't go back, and they found out that they can run their businesses with lower overheads. So they didn't need the bigger overheads of buildings and all that. Radio stations all over the place are trying to get rid of their buildings now. This is happening everywhere. And I think Ross and company, they know about this way more than we do, and I would not be surprised. He's not selling the team or anything. He just needs some money for, to buy some other stuff, which is super smart. That's why he is what he is. Dan Dolphin, greetings and salutations, Big O, from Dan Dolphin in Las Vegas. Fins and heat up. I like it. Lord Warden is in. Anthony Campos, you know what I mean? It has to be a Miami saying. Lots of people say that. I'm in Miami. Okay. Hunter Butler, Dude 67. Jay Gelfin says, when was the last time you had a Thanksgiving weekend to yourself without work? Oh, God. It's once you join sports, you don't really enjoy holidays anymore nearly as much because sporting events go on during holidays. So you find yourself either doing a talk show, doing a pre- and post-game show, or covering it one way or another. You know what I mean? I don't know how many times when I was a beat guy, I would wake up in the morning, watch my daughter open up her gifts, give her a kiss, and then take off to Dolphins camp because the Dolphins were practicing that day because it happened to be a work day during that week. It didn't land like on a Tuesday, their day off or anything. Happened to be a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Friday, and my ass was there, or the game was on Christmas Day, and I was there because sports does not believe in holidays. So, Jay, for 33 years, holidays have been interrupted one way or another, and I have to work around it. So, yeah, it's been like that for decades now. It's kind of what I have to live with because during holidays, what are you watching, sports fans? So during holidays, I'm working more often than not. I don't know how many New Year's Day bowls I covered, sending sound till, and telling my wife, hey, Happy New Year on the phone. Sucks, dude. But that's part of the game. Did it a few times. I had to make money. I was a beat reporter, and on that day, I'm sending sound to UPI and ABC and ESPN and all that kind of stuff. We're talking 25 years ago, long time ago, and 25, 30 years ago. So yeah, it's one way or another. Holidays have always been kind of in my way. Sports have always been in the way. But again, it's what I signed up for. Okay? So none of us can cry about it and ever complain about it or anything. It's either, okay, dude, do you want to cover sports? Well, this is what comes with it, right, Sean? Just the way it goes. If you want to do what you love, well, then, it's going to be work. It's just not fun. You think it's fun, but no, it ends up becoming work. You know what I mean? Even though he and I love what we do, obviously we've done this now for a few years. We're on our own. We must love the hell out of this. You know what I mean? Because we take on the challenge, which is not an easy challenge. And we do something, we were just talking about this. We do something nobody does. Nobody does a talk show on YouTube Live. Locally, nobody does it. Everybody does something specialized. They only talk about the Heat recorded, and they only talk about the Dolphins recorded, or the Marlins, or Inter Miami, or Mechanics, or whatever. But nobody really does a general sports talk show. And in a way, this is a talk show that goes into so many other areas too, on top of all of that. So it's a weird dynamic. What we do, nobody does. So it's a lot different. Like when you guys go specifically to go watch something from somebody, they're only talking about one subject and one subject only. So it's a lot simpler, and it's a lot easier for you too, because that's all you're going for. That's all you're going to get. Here, you're going to get a variety of things besides the sports, So it's a weird dynamic, man. But in sports, you're not going to have a life during holidays at times. Brian Landis in. Big O, can we get a Danny Johnson of TPP a speedy recovery wish after he had a terrible accident last week? We're thinking of you, brother. Danny Johnson, I hope you recover quickly, my brother. I hope you feel better. On behalf of NorCal, the entire Dolphin Nation, and everybody here on the Big O Radio Show, we want Danny Johnson to get healthy and with a quickness. Okay? By the way, while I'm at it, okay, I also should mention, because yesterday, Roberto Abramowitz, who is a friend and supporter of the show, he made it through quadruple bypass surgery yesterday. It's a little serious. So, Roberto, Un abrazo and speedy recovery to you, my brother. Okay? Don't know if you're watching or if you care or watch or anything, but if anybody is, watching that knows Roberto, make sure you pass it on to tell him that we love him and we hope a speedy recovery to him also. Okay? All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Jonathan Cagle in the house, Omar Griner, Tom Stockel. This defense can set the table for a deep playoff run. Just need Hunt back on the O-line. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Hunt. And you know what? I'd like to get Robert Jones back too. Get real depth. Yeah, tonight is Hard Knocks, 9:00. Can't wait, dude. I am looking forward to that. That is number one, and I'm glad because the Heat and the Panthers played last night, and I don't have any Heat or Panthers tonight. There's no Thursday night football. There's no Monday night football, so I can dedicate everything tonight to Hard Knocks. So I freaking love it. Listen, I told you guys this before. I think this is going to be a monster positive for the Dolphins. I understand that people lean to negativity on average, and they all worry about what happened with Joe Philbin and all that. This is not this organization, this front office, this coaching staff, this team, night and day. Night and day. We've pointed some stuff out over the last couple of weeks that I don't think a lot of people talk about. We pointed out, we told one of our guys, I forgot which one of them, we were talking about how they have a ton of leadership on this team, that there's a whole, you start looking around, dude, from X to Jalen Ramsey, and even Holland is a leader. And then you go down to the defensive line and you've got Wilkins there, who's got, leadership qualities to him. A Chubb who's got leadership qualities to him. A Teron Armstead who's got leadership qualities. A Tua, Tyreek. It's littered. The team is littered with players all over the place with character. This is a different foundation. People don't realize. I don't think people have taken the time to realize that Chris Greer, Marvin Allen, and Reggie McKenzie have put together a roster of talent, but a roster that is the best roster you've had here since the early 90s, the best quarterback you've had here since the early 90s, but then you've also have a ton of character players, dude. And to me, a Waddle is elite character. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you're just talking top notch. And it's like that all over. Austin Jackson's a terrific young man. Now, can we put them as the leaders? No, not yet. Waddle and Jackson have to pay more of their dues and all that, but they're outstanding human beings. So all the potential's there to be those other guys that are veterans already in place and have made it and can lead by example. You know what I'm saying? I just am Mostert. It's just stupid the amount of leadership that they have on this team. So that's why Hard Knocks is going to feature a fantastic program, an excellent staff, a dynamic coach, and then players that are just like, people that you want on your team, people you want to root for. And other players are going to say, I want to play with those dudes. So to me, Hard Knocks came at the perfect time this time around. Last time they came around at the perfect time for them because they got the material, the clown material to sell the show, right? Because everybody loves train wrecks. They're not getting a train wreck this time. This time they're getting an example. Okay? That's what Hard Knocks is going to get this time around. This time around, Hard Knocks is going to get the perfect example of what a terrific team looks like. That's what's going to happen. So, I am not worried at all. I'm really looking forward to this. Baltimore, we got to beat too. They beat Baltimore all the time now, dude. Tua owns Baltimore. Even with bad coaches, Tua can beat Baltimore. He can come off the bench and beat them like he did in the national championship game. Let's see what else. And you think Lamar Jackson is going to be passing on that secondary? That's funny. That's funny. So Orlando, who do we think the Jets will have at QB? I hear the Seaman guy to be at. Oh God, I don't care. Boyle or the Seaman kid. They're terrible. They're Trevor Siemian, not Seaman. Siemian. That's what it is. Yes, Trevor Siemian. Garbage, bro. Boyle, garbage. All you got to do is take care of business, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you got to do. You got to just take care of business and play well. The challenge will be the defense against the Miami offense. The Jets offense should not be a challenge whatsoever. Okay. Let's see. Lofi is in the house. Taco Tuesday to make room for turkey. Darius Leonard, low-hanging fruit. If he clears waivers, I don't know, I guess. I doubt it because I think he's going to want more agile guys. He's an older player at this point. True Fan farted again, and he says that was a good birthday party. Yeah, exactly. So it's a second fart now, and he's laughing. So Tim Boyle might be worse than Pat White and Nathan Peterman. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Anyone in the chat have Jets Dolphins tickets for Friday? Looking for some. I'm in Connecticut. Connecticut Paul, he is hardcore, dude. Let's see. Taylor Lemieux in. You guys want to sign everybody. Sneak Attack 305. Good to meet you on Sunday, my brother. It was great meeting you at Walk-Ons. It's time for me to stock up some more. Thanks for these dips. Yep. And let me take a little crypto minute here because of what happened with Binance. And, it's funny because CZ now had to pay $4 billion. He's going to have to go and plead guilty and not going to serve any jail time or anything, but they were using customer funds to pay stuff off, right? And so now the SEC is going after them, which they should. I have no problem with that part of it. That's when Gary Gensler is actually doing his job. He wasn't doing his job with the FTX. But here's my problem with all of that. And again, most of you don't follow this. You don't really care or understand or whatever. And you feel it doesn't matter to you. The system of banking we have is called fractionalized banking, which means every dollar you deposit in the bank, they get 95 cents of that dollar and go and use it all over the place. And they go and loan it out and invest and and you get nothing in your checking account. Nothing. That's why if all of you ran to the bank to go get your money, it would not be there. Not sure if you guys know that. I think I've mentioned it before. There's like maybe $9 trillion of money in banks right now, and there's maybe $140 billion in the FDIC. 140 billion does not cover 9 trillion. Just so you'll know that. So it's funny how we allow banks to do exactly what these crypto companies are doing. Now, these crypto companies should not be doing it, and neither should banks. We should not have a fractionalized system. This is the reason why we're in the problem we're in. Because we have a fractionalized system. Okay? Back in 2018, the current president at that time signed away the restrictions for banks. And this is why now, years later, banks start to fail. Because the misconception also that happens with too many people, doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican, some of you think that your president and everything that they do makes their changes affect right away, and they don't. more often than not, the changes they make affect 3, 4, 5, 7 years down the line. And that lifting the banking restrictions was in 2018. And look at all the banks that started crumbling in the last year. And that's because fractionalized banking. The same thing they're going after Binance for, which they should. But we should also not allow our banks to do it too with our money. But, anyway, so, and you have and the SEC is also suing Kraken. And in the process, they named, Cardano and Polygon and Algorand and several other coins securities, and they're not securities. They already went after Kraken the first time, but Kraken doesn't have the kind of money to go back after the SEC, and they paid $30 million. Now they're going after him again because they know they can push him around. They couldn't push XRP around. They can't push Coinbase around. They all have enough money to fight and beat the SEC. Kraken does not. But now there is FUD in the market because people see that and then they fall for it again. And is Cardano a security? I am not a financial advisor, but I will tell you no. And Atom, which was, all the way up to $10, is down to $8.63. Cardano, which was at, where was it? Like 40 something. I want to say 42, 43 cents. I want to say, let me see here. About 40 cents is down to 37. Which is another one that they mentioned that I told you. Mana, Decentraland. That was all the way up to 45 cents, and it's down to 39. My point is, what's wrong is what CZ was doing, what Binance was doing. What's wrong is what FTX was doing. What's wrong is what happened with Celsius. What's wrong is what happened with FTX. What happened with Three Arrows Capital. It's the people like the banking or investment firms, which is what everybody understands. Instead of talking about crypto or DeFi, which is not what people understand yet because it's not second nature to you guys yet, the banking and investment firms that are dirty, Enron, whatever, we've had that. We've been dealing with stuff like that for 100 years. Crypto does too. Is there anything wrong with Bitcoin? No. Is Ethereum? No. Did Cardano get split? No. Did Algorand crash or something? No. Is Mana what's it called? Bankrupt or no? There's nothing wrong with these companies. They're absolutely perfectly fine. But this is a way that a lot of the people in the banking industry are getting into crypto now because they have no choice, because the banking industry is going straight down the drain and they know it. The average person around the world doesn't understand it, but they know it because they're smart enough. Those of us that really follow crypto, we know how crippling this is going to be to that corrupt system that we have all over the world in the banking system. So what they want to do is shake the trees now. And so the people with weak hands, they freak out. Oh my God, I own this Polygon and they tell me it's a security and I'm going to sell it. And now I'm going to lower the price. So then it allows rich people to come in. And right now we're at lows. Even though it's gone up, we're still at points where it's still going to explode a hell of a lot more. So they want you to sell. That's kind of what's going on. So they're scaring you. Again, not a financial advisor, just a guy that likes crypto. That's all I can tell you. But this is an opportunity, is what it is the way I look at it. Okay? For me personally, to keep stacking Bitcoin. And any of you out there, you should not stop stacking Bitcoin and Ethereum. But if you haven't gotten into alts, and there's a lot of good ones, there's the time. I bought a little more Alethea. It's a little bit more of a long play for me. But, Alethea, I already had some fun with Alethea the first time around. And good gains. Alethea will make another run again here in this bull run. And it's just, over a penny and a half. And it went to 9 pennies. So, and it's going to surpass that. You know what I mean? But if it's at a penny and a half, just think about it. If you have $5,000 and it's a penny and a half and he gets the 9 pennies, you do the math. Right? That's 5 times your money. It's an extra $25,000 that gets put in your pocket. If it goes to 9 pennies from where it's at now, right? If you put 5,000. So, and remember, I told you Mark Cuban is part of that company, just like I told you about Injective Protocol a year and a half ago, not this August, 2022 August, when it was $1.43 and it's Injective, where is it at? $16, $17. By the way, Mark Cuban is also part of Injective Protocol. You think Mark Cuban, you see him as a stupid guy? No. $15. And we told you about it when it was $1.43. Okay? So, just saying. It's thrown out there. You do what you want. You do your own homework. You figure it out. But it's interesting what you're seeing going on. And it's funny how you watch the SEC go after people that are doing the exact thing all of our banks do in the world. Especially in this country. Anyway, so do your thing. Brandon Flood is in. What else do we have? Corey Wisely, happy Thanksgiving to you, sir. I was just watching Lex Friedman now, Big O. Okay, good for you, sir. Oh, did you see the clip of the coach from Hardknocks? It was great. Can't wait to see. I'm with you, man. Had not been into a Taco Bell in over a year. Didn't realize how much even fast food killing jobs. No one takes your order but a machine. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. And I just told you about Alethea Liquid Intelligence Token. ALI is the acronym. ALI. Do you know what that does? You know what that company is going to do? That company brings NFTs to life. So you're going to be able to eventually, if you want, you're going to have an NFT of your mom or dad and a frame, and it'll move. It'll talk like the way your dad and mom did. You'll be able to do stuff like that. And they'll that McDonald's screen, Lofi, it's coming. Companies like Ali, McDonald's is going to approach them and they're going to make it come to life. So you're going to talk to it. Instead of you typing, it'll tell you, how you doing today? What would you like to order? And it'll be able to have a complete conversation with you. It'll take the conversation. And that'll be an NFT that is brought to life by a company like Alethea Intelligence Token. So that's why I'm invested in it, because I know exactly where we're going. And that's where we're going. We will have living organisms that are going to be taking our orders and all that kind of stuff. What do you think those things are? Those are NFTs that are brought to life. Yes, sir. Jean-Luc. Let's see. What is it called? Ali or no, ALI. Alethea Liquid Intelligence Token. Ali. Alethea Liquid Intelligence Token. ALI. Okay? And it's just over a penny and a half. So it's not really, it's a joke right now. Just saying. Anyway, even funnier, you can get into leveraging 10 to 100,000. Yeah, but I'm not rich, Lofi. I'm a working stiff, dude. I can't be playing with leverage. That's for people that have money that they, God bless you all out there that you have a lot of money. If I had a lot of money, boy, I could get rich easily with crypto. Oh my God. It'll be great. It'll be freaking fantastic. What I know with money, if I wasn't just a working stiff, what I know with money is dangerous. Because I'm making money
and I've got no money. Yes.
I was going to say, if Lofi wants to help us, though, I mean, more than welcome.
Yes, exactly. And if any of you want to help, Cash App or Venmo, you want to drop $1 million or $2 million there for me, so Sean and I can live a better life and relax a little. You go ahead. Yeah, we'll still do shows. You know. Crystal says, "Hey, it's my financial advisor." Just kidding. I am, in fact, moving my smaller 401k to a coin IRA. Thanks. Well, you'll make a hell of a lot more money. Robert Reich says we need to make banking boring again, take the high-risk loan lending out of the equation, and stop the bailout of these banks that use our money in high-risk investments. Dan, we need to get away from the dollar, period. Okay? There's no saving the dollar anymore. The dollar is dead, and it will die. It's just a matter of time now. All it is on life support at this point in time. That's all they're doing. So, sounds like all the bad news. Having said that, I'm an IPO investor in Plantier. Make 8chan great again. Well, get him healthy first. Big O, does Cyborg Sean have leverage? Yes. Well, he's a cyborg. He has all the leverage in the world. How will the economy absorb the relatively sudden and complete unemployment of the entire employment sector? They won't. Big O, what do you think about adding Shaq Leonard for depth for Baker? No, it's Darius Leonard, I think he's talking about, right? Shaq Lawson got released too? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know what the old man thinks. I don't know what he likes. You know? I'm not sure. And I know they don't have a ton of cash. I don't know. I'm not sure if they fit exactly. Shaq may fit a little more, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, because he can move. Darius Leonard, right, was the one that was released from the Colts? Or Butler? I forgot. Whatever. The guy from the Colts. Yeah, I don't know if he fits, but the other guy may fit. That I can tell you. All right, are we ready? Is Cam ready to go? Cam ready to go? All right, let's do it. Let's unleash the Wolf Pack.
We unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our... We unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL Network Insider. We unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL Network Insider Cameron Wolfe. KSDT is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370. Here's NFL Insider Cameron Wolfe.
Oh, what's good, man?
What's happening? All right, this is trippy because the whole Open was playing on live, but Sean was not seeing it at all. Like he hit it, and to him it's not even playing, yet it's playing live on YouTube, which is weird.
Technology, man. Weird. Technology is just weird.
You weren't around for this, but when Hardknocks was here,
okay,
it was dysfunctional. You had the whole mess from Parcells in Ireland, and then Joe Philbin, and the finger pointing, and
episode 2,
Donna Ponte, and all this crap, right?
Yeah. What happened? I can't hear you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're back.
Yeah.
Anyway, so at that moment, it was, Joe Philbin wasn't ready for this. He just wasn't the dude. And so people got terrified of this whole thing.
Yep.
And I'm trying to walk everybody off the ledge that is terrified of this. And I don't know the way you look at it, but I'm trying to tell fans that I actually think this is going to be a monster positive.
Okay.
Because they're going to see an organization that has a first-class facility in their practice facility and everything that they do. They're going to see a dynamic coach that people are going to want to, play for. They're going to see a shit ton. That's the other thing. The leadership on this team, it's stupid. The amount of men they have on this team that are leaders and experienced. And I think that, McKenzie and Allen and Greer have done a magnificent job of bringing those kind of players here. I just think that this is going to be a monster selling tool for the Miami Dolphins for the next couple of years. I think this is going to turn other players on and agents, and they're going to say, hey, that's not a bad place to be.
You know what? The more I think about Hard Knocks, I think that, and I know he would hate to think of it this way, but this is just me talking. I think the biggest thing about Hard Knocks will be Mike McDaniel. I think that he will be the biggest star. He will be the biggest takeaway, and he will be the gathering. I think a lot of times Hard Knocks is about the players who are cut or their stories. And I'm sure there will be individual player stories here within Hard Knocks. And I'm sure they'll try to talk about Tua and Tyreek and Jalen Ramsey. But knowing Mike and knowing how people have attached themselves to him and his story, I think that giving people a deeper look into him will be most people's takeaway of the most interesting portions of Hard Knocks. It's just my guess. I haven't seen any episodes. But saying that and what you're talking about as far as the impact it could have on the Dolphins long term, The Athletic just came out with a story I'd recommend people to go check out if you just kind of like to listen to people's thoughts on the league as a whole. They did a survey of polling players throughout the league on a variety of different topics, different cities you hate to play at, fan bases that are most annoying. And one of the topics was coach you most like to play for. And the poll had Mike Tomlin as the overwhelming number one, as he has for years. And number two was Mike McDaniel. And so you're already seeing people who Mike's only been in the league for, a season and a half as a head coach, already has shown enough in that time to get people in the player side of things saying, I want to play for him. If you see him on Hard Knocks, which almost every team across the league is going to watch in some capacity, that's more people getting a up-close look of what it's like to play for Mike. And so to me, that's the biggest selling point. And I'm eager to see how all in they go on the Mike McDaniel story. So I think that players will say, hey, I don't like the cameras. I don't want to do it. But then once they get in it, I think that some of them will embrace it. They'll have fun with it. And overall, I think it'll probably be fine. I don't think it'll be a net negative, a distraction, a overall bad thing as I think the initial reaction was.
Yeah, to me, I think it's going to be a monster positive. By the way, it looks like you had a good time with Tua and the boys at the charity event.
I did. It was a good time. It was a really good time. By the way, Salvin Ahmed is going to injured reserve. Robbie Chosen is signing on the active roster. So we'll talk about Tua there, but I just wanted to give you guys the transactions as it came across my end. And so Ahmed has a foot injury, so he is going to IR. And so I guess that will open up more time for when A-Chain is healthy for him to be there. And Jeff Wilson.
Oh, no, not only that.
Jeff Wilson
that guarantees Chris Brooks will be back.
Yeah, Chris Brooks, definitely. Absolutely. So obviously Ahmed played on Sunday. It happened clearly at some point then. So, yeah, there's some Dolphins news for you in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Ahmed, but I'm kind of excited because I know and maybe he already was foreseeing it when the coach was talking about, Chris Brooks possibly coming back. But I really like it because Chris Brooks was actually one of the most multiple running backs you had on the roster. He was actually helping you out in several areas. And I thought not just running, but the special teams work and the blocking that he was doing was just top notch.
Right.
Actually. And I think it's actually more important to have those kind of players on the back ends of those positional roster spots.
Right. So it's interesting. You need guys that can play special teams. You need guys who can
block the shit out of people too.
Absolutely. And also one thing that we haven't seen a ton of it with Chris Brooks, but because of his physicality, maybe he provides them with something on short yardage downs that they haven't had previously. And so, yeah,
I thought that was good. So, tell me about the event. What went on there? What was going on? And
it was a cool way to see a different side of Tua. A side that maybe I think fans haven't seen. I've seen it in a lot of different elements, but fans get to see it a little bit more. I posted a video of it if you want to check it out on my Twitter account. But essentially, what happened was Tua wanted to give back to his South Florida community. As you know, he's Hawaii native, Alabama roots. And so he said for the last couple of years, he hadn't really felt attached to make this call yet. And this year he felt like he wanted to get his foundation behind and do some things in the community. Cam Kitchens, who's a Miami Hurricane safety. Most of you guys who follow the Canes will know him. He's going to be in the league next year, probably a top two round pick, first or second round pick, in my opinion. He was there and he's had a drive with his mom for the last few years. And so they both were in the same agency with Athletes First. Tua got connected with him and they made it bigger. Essentially, they had 150 turkeys that they gave out within an hour and a half. They gave out $100 gift cards, some goodie bags with Adidas, goodies in there as well. But I think the biggest thing was like Tua, and I've tried to explain it to folks, has been more confident, more comfortable than I think.
We lose you there?
Hold on one second. They've been more confident and comfortable than they've been all season. And so I think that was a sign of that you're seeing a different element of it. And when he was there was even a point where he's turning around the camera and filming us reporters there, essentially going about, giving away turkeys. And so he's doing that. He's having fun with it. He's having chats with us off to the side. And, that I think is a pretty cool element of seeing your quarterback in his own domain and giving back to his community. And a lot of people had fun with his do-rag. He's wearing a do-rag in there as well. So, yeah.
Well, let's see if, by the way, I really loved that he was hard on himself on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because he should be. And that's, playing this week against the Jets, dude, this is what you need to eliminate, these turnovers. There's been too many turnovers lately by him. And it seems to me like it happened this past week and it happened with the Giants game. And he'll never admit it and they'll never admit it, but it's almost like they knew they were playing a lesser team and they were willing to take some chances that they shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like a buddy of mine said to me, well, when Tyreek wasn't on the field, he spread the ball a little bit more. And I go, yeah, but then he still forced it to Waddle into triple coverage. And it's like, that's not a ball you throw. You don't throw that ball, especially when there was somebody else open on the left side there, wide open all by himself. And so he is at times forcing the issue, and then there's fumbling. And then the other thing is no more diving, bro. You need to slide so you don't jam a shoulder, an elbow, a wrist, or fumble. But sliding eliminates the chances of fumble and injury. And whether you make the down or not, who gives a shit, dude? You dive when it's the end of a game, it's the playoffs, it's the Super Bowl, not the second quarter of a game that doesn't matter, dude. You can fall short and live for the next play, but don't put yourself at injury risk anymore. That's the only thing, too, I got to say to him.
Absolutely. I think he's understanding that, too. I think he really is. understanding his importance to the team. So I think that's a new element to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so, because this defense you're facing this week, this is a wicked. See, to me, this game is all about Miami's offense against their defense. Period. End of story. Nothing else to talk about here. Overall, that offense should not challenge Miami in that secondary at all. Don't make mistakes. Don't do stupid things, and you should be fine. But if you're going to make mistakes and then open it up for that defense, you're going to give them a shot to be in the game, just like they were this past week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing about Tua is you saw him being hard on himself, and he didn't have his best game this past game. But I think one thing that he's understanding is, maybe he talked about it, the standard that he's playing with, that he is ultimately having for himself, has risen. And he even mentioned it Sunday that if I'm not playing as one of the best players in the league, then why am I doing this, right? It's changed from like, should I be the starting quarterback? Do I have that onus to ultimately, am I the best in the league? And if I'm turning the ball over, I'm not there. And so I think that it should excite Dolphins fans when you hear his standard changing, and that the Dolphins offense standard is changing too, right? Because I think, for better or for worse, they set a standard scoring 70 points, being the top team in the league and scoring that. When they have a game where they're only scoring 20 points and they're turning the ball over 3 times, people are going to say this is a bad day. This is a disappointment, win or lose, right? That's a change in expectations. And so the Dolphins fan base has changed their expectations as far as a team and the quarterback. And the quarterback has done the same with his own game. And so there are going to be some press conferences like yesterday where Tua feels like, I did not play well, but we won in spite of me, quote unquote. And I think that's a testament to a good team, to where your quarterback may not feel like, I gave an A performance, but still was enough to win.
Yeah. No, that's and I'm glad that he felt that way, because it's a win, and you got to be grateful, but you got to be better, bro. Elite players have to be elite.
Yeah.
And and look what happened in the Kansas City game. Tyreek was not elite that day, and you ended up paying the price, because there were only a couple plays to be made in that game, and Tyreek had his chance and he didn't come through. And you just can't do that. So this week, let's wrap it up with this.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at some of the turnovers lately from Tua, and when I look at this offense, the missing ingredient is the dominant running game that was there in the first half of the season. Not the last few weeks. It hasn't been nearly as dominant, and I think at times that is maybe forcing Tua to force the issue at times. How important do you think it is for Miami to get back to having much more success with that running game?
I think that is key. One thing that I thought was interesting, Raheem Mostert got a lot of tough yards that didn't show up necessarily on the stat sheet. I think his final total was like 22 carries for like 88 yards, which is 4 yards a carry. Nothing that anybody gets super excited about, given how hot the Dolphins' run game had been. But there was a lot of really key first downs, key grinding, and Raheem has not been 100%. He was literally the last running back standing because Ahmed got hurt, Achane got hurt. And so I think the importance of Raheem, and this was actually the first game in Raheem Mostert's career where he had more than 20 carries. I know the question behind him has been injuries, but I think that he is going to be such a huge part of the core of your running game. We rightfully get excited by Achane, and I think that when he's healthy, he's going to be a key part of this offense. But you got to remember, some of the knocks we talked about early in the season about Achane was that he is small. He's going to be a guy that may get fell on like he did this past week and loses some time. And so he's going to have a less of a durability spectrum as far as touches that Mostert is having. So I still think, even with the excitement of Achane, Mostert is your lead of this backfield, your lead of this running game. It's going to go on his behalf. And Achane sort of the change of pace, extra big play threat, right? And so I think that you're seeing, when you re-enter Robert Hunt into this lineup, I think you're going to see this run game kind of take off even more. And as you play on the second half of the season, you're going to need this, because as you've noticed, teams have tried different formations to try to stop Tyreek and Tua in this passing game. Tyreek's talked at length about the different looks they're getting. Teams are getting more and more film, and they're going all in to stop this passing game. And so the way you bounce back to do something different is to force them into covering this run game and showing that they have to respect that. And so I think that, last week I saw a lot out of Raheem Mostert, and I think that gave me confidence that this offense can be built to have some success in December and January.
Well, one more thing, by the way, Achan, I know he said that, he could end up playing this week, but I almost feel like they've taken the precautionary approach. Probably hold him out this week, right?
I think so. I don't know for sure. We'll hear from McDaniel on Wednesday. They didn't.
He won't tell you either on Wednesday.
Right. They didn't practice today. They had a walkthrough. I will say I saw Achan in the locker room. He was jogging. He was having to go to a team meeting. So this is not something significant. I don't think that this is something where you're going to miss him for several weeks like you did before. I think this is a situation where they probably were a little scared because it happened to be the same knee, and they were like, oh no, we can't lose him for the rest of the season. I think that if he probably could have come back in that game, and he probably could play Friday, but they've been so conservative time after time on injuries. And so I'm just going to believe there was.
And a short week, which also adds to it. So I just kind of see, and it gives them an extra week with extra days to then get him back for the next game. I could see them really holding him out for this one, because that's the approach they have taken the entire time, is that they've taken that precautionary approach. All right, what do you got going on in the NFL Network? So folks,
tomorrow I will be on our NFL Insider Show midday around 12, and then we also have NFL Report, which is a show we do that ends up on YouTube and our NFL channel. That'll run around 7 o'clock as well. So be a full day. I'll be talking a little bit of Dolphins, but also some Texans Jags, which will be the game I'm at this weekend. Mike Garafolo will be reporting for the Dolphins Jets game in New York, where he lives. So I will be watching that one on TV just like you guys, and seeing what these the boys do up on Black Friday.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. All right, Cam, as always, appreciate the insight, my friend. We will catch up later on. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Sir.
You too.
You got it. Cameron Wolfe on Twitter. Catch his work there at the NFL Network. And, of course, when we talk about KSDT CPAs, you can hire them for your business, for your personal taxes. Use that QR code. And here's the other thing. They're also hiring. You can hire them for your taxes. They might hire you to help do taxes. They are hiring in our offices in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, 3 different offices, and a 4th office in North Carolina. So for those listeners that might be in the North Carolina area and you are looking for work in that industry, please reach out to KSDT CPAs. And if you want to hire them to do your personal or business taxes, trust me, they do mine. They do Cameron Wolfe's. KSDT CPAs, 305-670-3370.
This has been the KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL insider Cameron Wolfe. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayum is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayum, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayum can help. The views viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Canes Wear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canes Wear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
Cook. Give me a second. All right. We are back. We got him there. Let's go, Manny Navarro. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling great, up here in Amelia Island, a little north of St. Augustine, here with my parents, spending a good, Thanksgiving break up here, man. So everything's great.
Okay, all right, good stuff there. But can you explain to me how the U is favored by 9 points?
Boston College is not a great team. Their defense isn't very good, and I think part of it is, Miami's played two top 10 ranked teams pretty close the last couple of weeks. So that probably explains it.
Yeah, I what doesn't explain it is I'm not sure where Miami can give 9 points to anyone in the ACC.
I'm with you.
Anyone in the ACC. I did not understand that with, what was it, Virginia?
Yeah.
I think we had that same conversation, and sure enough, it worked out that way. I'm not wondering, like, does Mario have naked pictures of people in Vegas? Something, I don't know.
You might be onto something there, I think, I don't know. Vegas, I mean, you figure they want to make money, right? So maybe they're just trying to get Miami fans to bite. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. So this week, what are you hearing, bro? Because I can't imagine that this is a very motivated team to finish the season.
Well, I think certainly I'm expecting some guys to probably sit out just because of this the nature of the beast now, right? Guys who know that they're getting in the transfer portal this time of year usually develop hamstrings or some sort of ailment. So I don't know what's going to happen ultimately on Friday, but I know Tyler Van Dyke did his press conference today, so that means to me he's playing Friday. He plans to play Friday. Beyond that, bowl game, everything else remains to be seen.
Yeah. So what are you hearing about the coaching staff? What are you hearing? How's everything coaching wise?
Well, I certainly think Mario's examining the entire coaching staff. I mean, this is the time of year that you start to do it. I think, guys like Shannon Dawson, who have obviously struggled here down the second half of the season with this offense. I think he probably out there communicating with people, looking to see landing pads, places he could go. I think other guys on the staff, the tight end position has been very, very underwhelming. They promoted, a young guy to that spot this year. I think that's a spot where maybe you could see Mario go out and bring in more of a veteran-type presence in the offseason. So, look, every year Mario has been coached, whether it's at FIU, Oregon, even just the brief time he's been here at Miami. He makes changes to his staff every year. Very rarely do you see continuity. So I expect there to be some movement from this staff at the end of the season.
Is there good chemistry in this staff?
I think, look, the one thing I will say, and you and I talked off air about something not too long ago. What I will say is Mario is very, very demanding, and sometimes his approach rubs guys the wrong way. It upsets some guys, it frustrates some guys. So I think that is everything perfect? No. But I also think a lot of these guys appreciate some of the opportunities that they get, right? To coach at a place like Miami, to get paid like they're getting paid at Miami. So it's a give and take, but is chemistry perfect? No, it never is. Never is under Mario, and that's the way it's always been where he's at.
So the smoke that I got, there was a little fire there?
I think so. I think there certainly was a little bit of fire there. I think there was a little bit of frustration maybe. between the parties. But I will say this: my feedback that I've gotten is, while he's very demanding, I think a lot of guys, again, I think they appreciate the opportunity that they have, right, to coach at Miami, to be at a Power 5 program that pays them as well as they do. So I don't think there's necessarily any deep hated, beef, so to speak. I think it's one of those things where, hey, this is the guy Mario is. Sometimes he's going to rub guys the wrong way, and you're going to have incidents.
From what I think, it's not it's not so much a hatred thing. It's more of a philosophical differences is what I'm going to say. Is what it is. It's not hate driven at all. It's just it was more of philosophical differences from what I'm hearing. That's all.
Yeah, I think so. I think that those kind of things, that have developed. That's part of Mario's history. He pushes that with a lot of different guys. It's not alone. He's not alone, and so I think ultimately, guys who get into this profession and they understand there's going to be different demands from different bosses, different expectations, and Mario's the kind of guy that he has a certain way of thinking, and you don't really know what that is until you go through a season with him, right? You don't start to really realize, okay, this is what he's asking of me, or this is what he expects of me. And so I think, sometimes you can get back to that and fix it. Sometimes you can't.
Where's the administration stand with all of this? They can't be happy because a win this weekend, and it's barely a successful season. A loss this weekend, and I think it's an unsuccessful season, actually. Considering how much more talented you are than you were last year,
right?
You only win 6 games.
Right.
I'm not even happy with 7, but I kind of figured that's what you were, a 7-8 win team. So, it's just the Georgia Tech loss. That's probably the problem with that 7 wins. It's the Georgia Tech loss that stands in the way. And I'm just wondering, what's the administration thinking? Have you been able to dig in there?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think anybody's happy. I think the expectation, and I said this to you on the air in the preseason, that I think internally a lot of the belief was this is a team that should win 8 games, right? An 8-win season, 8-4 season would be a good step forward after a 5-7 season. The fact that they're not going to hit that mark, and maybe they will, with a bowl victory, right? If they win these last 2 games, they get to 8 wins.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I think ultimately, there's a lot of frustration that, hey, listen, we just changed this staff, and the results in terms of wins and losses isn't that much better. And then I would say the fact that they only sold 44,000 tickets for the last home game, right, against Louisville, against a top 10 team. The fact that the fan base is not as excited about this, but there's the whole trick.
Why would they?
And they wanted to start selling tickets. They want excitement in this program. They want people to be bought in. They want that place sold out. So I think from an administrative perspective, they're not happy in the sense of, hey, we didn't get to the 8 wins. We didn't have a packed stadium at the end of the year. But I also think they see progress in certain areas of this program. They see an upgrade in talent. They see the fact that the quarterback position basically let them down this year. And they're thinking, okay, well, if they get a quarterback in here with everything else that he's building around that, maybe this is a team that takes a leap next year in year 3, and you're sort of back on course. But I think internally the goal is to raise as much money as possible for NIL, because they know they got to pay kids to ultimately stay here and to pay kids to come here with recruiting. There's a huge effort towards that. And I think right now, financially, all the feedback I've gotten is that support is there. Nobody's stepping back and saying, I'm not giving money to the program anymore. Nobody's stepping back and saying, well, what a disappointing or bad second season. We're not going to support him anymore. I think the key people who have been funding this are still very much into Mario Cristobal.
Who starts?
Who starts on Friday?
Yeah.
Tyler Van Dyke. They wouldn't have put him in the press conference if he wasn't starting Friday.
And what is Tyler's future?
It's a great question. I mean, I think from talking to people close to him, there was certainly some frustration, I think, with the play calling this year. The fact that they didn't maybe stay to some of the stuff that they promised him, which was to play more of an up-tempo style, which is what he thrived in. He played, when you go back and you look at when Tyler played at his best, it was an up-tempo style. There was, at the end of the 21 season, they were pushing the ball against Pittsburgh, and it really got defenses tired. And, we know that Mario prefers complementary football, right? He wants the defense to play well. He doesn't want to push. And I think the moment Tyler started to struggle, they reeled back the offense in ways that didn't help him. And so I think Tyler's future is probably going to be somewhere else beyond this season. I know that when he did the press conference today, he was asked, will he be at Miami next year? And he didn't really answer the question. So I think everybody, look, the bottom line is he almost left last year. Notre Dame came for him. Alabama came for him. There were schools that were kicking the tires.
They're not going to kick the tires this time around. That's the problem.
Listen, there's so many bad quarterbacks in college football, and he's still 42nd in quarterback rating. Like, if you're the 42nd best quarterback, somebody's going to want to come and get you, even if it's a G5
You know what?
score.
And you're right. Maybe they'll say it's the system and the coaching for him.
Right.
We have the system and the coaching, and he'll be better. But there's the thought of going pro is dead now for him. He's got to.
Yeah, I mean, I think health wise, you think about all the things that he's dealt with between his throwing shoulder, his knee. I mean, that kid. Miami fans are quick to criticize him, but that kid has given up his body for this program. And the reality is, when he had a good offensive coordinator, he was damn good, right? When he had Rhett Lashley, he was damn good for the last 6 games of 21 season. I don't know that he really had that guy here in the last 2 years. So
can't say that.
Yeah.
And I can't say that your receiving core is better than KJ Osborne and
Charleston Rambo.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think those guys took.
That was 3 years ago, right? That was 3 seasons ago, correct?
Well, when he had Charleston Rambo, that was 2 seasons ago, and then
right. This season, not last season, the season before.
Right, and then you had Osborne. You had Osborne in 20.
Right.
The year that Derek King played well. So
right.
You're right.
I mean, have those kind of guys on this team right now.
Jacoby George has taken a step forward in my mind. Like, he's improved. But I think Colby Young has been super underutilized. There were so many one-on-one opportunities for him. And I kept tweeting about it during the game because I'm sitting there watching the coverage scheme, and I'm like, how come they're not going over the top to Colby Young? They should be giving him an opportunity. He's 6'4", 6'5". Let him go up there around the end zone and grab the ball. And they never threw it to him once. So I think, Xavier Restrepo, you've kind of tapped out. You've gotten everything you can out of that dude.
Yeah.
Brashard Smith is the one guy you probably say, man, I wish they would have been more creative with this guy, right? Line him up in the backfield, do some stuff.
He's dynamic.
He's dynamic. So I don't think the receivers are terrible, but if you were to ask me right now, which one of those guys is an NFL receiver? Is there an Osborne out there? Probably not. I think the closest one might be Jacoby George because of the way he played this season, but he still has room to grow. So
yeah. And the tight end was disappeared from this offense.
Non-existent. Just think about that position in itself.
Yeah. Last year at least they had a good tight end. They have not.
They had an NFL tight end. Will Mallory's playing for the Colts.
Yeah. No, and you knew Will was talented enough to play in the NFL. Will's issue was injuries.
Right.
That's really what was more his problem. Because
he couldn't really keep the weight on. He's not a guy that that was necessarily built like that. He's a tall, skinny guy. Right. So, but they can fix things. I think they'll fix things in the offseason. I think Mario. Listen, like I said, they've got enough NIL to go out and buy a good team here in the offseason, to get a quarterback,
They better get a quarterback, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're going to
get a quarterback.
They're going to, in my mind.
Yeah, they better get a quarterback because, man, and right now you could try to get a young guy that you could get him to play early because he's got no competition here pretty much.
Yeah,
so I don't know. I don't know if they're in the running for a top-notch quarterback, but, man, there's a great opportunity. Although this is not the coach I want to play for. That's the problem. If I'm a quarterback and I want to put up stats, I don't know if I want to play for Mario Cristobal.
They have to be guys.
As much as I like Mario, his conservative ways will scare the crap out of a guy that wants to sling it.
Unless you hire an offensive coordinator or quarterbacks coach who already has a prior relationship with that player, which is what Miami did with De'Aaron King, because Rhett Lashley and De'Aaron King had some level of a relationship through the recruiting process where they were able to kind of pull a guy that way. So I think that's what you have to look for here.
All right, good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. What do you got going on in the Athletic, my man?
Well, I wrote a couple of articles for this week. We'll have our ACC Power Rankings. I did a new podcast yesterday. That's the Wide Right podcast. It can be downloaded from there. I'll be writing about Louisville, because Louisville and FSU were playing in the ACC championship game. So there's a ton of coverage there. But I always tell my Canes fans to check out the podcast and to watch me when I'm on here with you, bro. This is when I talk Canes. But there's plenty to read there for sure at The Athletic. And there's a great deal right now. It's the Black Friday deal. I think you can get $1 a month deal right now. So
love it. All right, my brother. $1 a month. Sign up for The Athletic and follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Manny, as always, appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
You got it. There you go. The great Manny Navarro coming through for us as always. And don't forget, use our code BIGO10 at Caneswear to get 10% off. Online or in person, get anything and everything with a Canes logo on it. Dolphin gear, Panthers gear, Inter Miami gear, Heat gear. They got it all there. And use our code BIGO10 to get 10% off.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Radio Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated. They offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hi.
right. Thank you all out there, as always, for tuning in. Safed Dean will be joining us at the bottom of the hour. We got Rosendo in the house. As always, there we go. If he's not on the chat board, he's in person here in Hialeah, which is a beautiful thing. Lofi says NFL knows what it's like to run now. A Chan impact will not be as big as the beginning of the season, but will help for sure. Yeah, you're right. They'll be able to scheme for him a little bit more. I would agree with that. I would definitely agree that that's the case. I mean, listen, you weren't going to average 11 yards a carry for the entire season. You know, let's be honest. You know, that's kind of the way it is. All right, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Yesterday, the Eagles beat the Chefs 21-17. Philly improves to 9-1. Boy, that move by Jalen Carter. If he would have intercepted that on the spike, that would have been awesome. Casey drops to 7-3. Mahomes 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception, pretty much shut down in that second half. Jalen Hurts didn't have great numbers either. He was 14 of 22, 150 yards, an interception, ran in 2 touchdowns. So the numbers were kind of pedestrian. Last night, the Panthers, I was there at the Emirates Bank Arena, and it was packed, dude, for an Oilers game. The Edmonton Oilers suck. I know they got one of the best players in all of hockey, but still, brother, 5-3, and what an atmosphere. Great job by the Panthers and their ownership. They stuck with it. They built the team. They continue to win. They built a culture, and now that arena was packed last night, dude. That was awesome. They will Wednesday take on Boston again at Amerant Bank Arena. And I would imagine for that Boston game, I'm sure it will be jam-packed. Heat over the Bulls last night on the road, 118-110. Miami improves to 9-5. They get revenge on the Bulls after losing to them a couple days ago. Wednesday, they will take on Cleveland and Max Strus at 7:30 on the road. And then Saturday, you got the Canes. Friday, you got the Canes taking on Boston College and the Dolphins taking on the Jets. And we've got a bunch of Thursday night games. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. If your company, your club, your family, whatever, you need custom printing and embroidery, call the folks at 3A Graphics. Tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you, Alan Blanco and the company will take care of you. 786-618-1443. All right. You know, Cutter's Edge Pro, they produce every single day, and they produce an MVP-like performance every single day. So we have something called the Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
Who's last night's MVP? For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com. Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
Go with a bunch of people. You know, last night, Verhage had a goal and assist. I can go with Stenlund, who had a goal and 2 assists. I can go with Bob, who had 25 saves. I can go with Nico Mikola, the defenseman for the Panthers, who had 2 goals. I can go with Jimmy Butler. He had 16 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. I can go with Duncan Robinson, 22 points, 6 of 9 shooting from 3-point range. But I'm going to go with Bam Adebayo as my Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night. Now, you guys know that my nickname for Bam has been the super role player. And I tell you this because I can't ever include him in the star category like some of you loosely put him in there, because he does not impose his offensive will out there. But I'm the first to admit when it does happen that I'm wrong or something's changing or we got to change our opinion here. The way we've looked at things, we got to well, I'm not ready to change because I need to see a lot more. But once again, Bam last night, dude, he stood strong last night, 23
23 points on 8 of 14 shooting, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. He always does the other stuff. But what I'm seeing is there's a guy that is forcing the issue on the scoring end. It's not complimentary scoring. It's not garbage baskets. Yeah, there's some of that because he's big, athletic, and that's going to come to him. But I'm also seeing him take the game to people. And that's his opponents every night. And over the last couple of weeks, I've pointed out how I think I'm starting to see the Bam that I want to see. The Bam that I know can exist. The Bam that I know the Lord blessed him with those gifts. Okay? If he didn't have the gifts, then I wouldn't demand it from him. You know what I mean? I don't demand it from Ryan Tannehill because I never thought he had the gift. I never thought he could ever be a franchise quarterback. So I was never going to demand it or expect it. I would have been shocked to see it. Okay? I am not shocked if this guy wants to develop a three-point shot because I am convinced Bam Adebayo has the skill set that if he feels like it, he can become a really good three-point shooter. Not just a three-point shooter, a good three-point shooter. That's what I think he has. And I also think he has the skill set that if he feels like scoring 24 points a night, he could easily do it. And guess what? Jimmy Butler needs him to do it. You didn't get Damian Lillard. And somebody needs to step up. And I'm going to give Bam my Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night for doing it once again last night with 24 points in a 118-110 win over the Chicago Bulls. 23 points. 23 points by Bam Adebayo, our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
All right, there we go. We thank Rosendo for coming by and hanging out with us here, man. Very, very nice. That is too nice. I wish I would have brought shirts. I would have given him a shirt. Damn it. Anyway, give out a bunch of shirts on Sunday, by the way, for those of you that were out there with us. And we'll give some more out next month. And we're going to have stuff to sell very soon. Very, very, very right around the corner, dude. Yeah, before you know it, I will have the whole thing ready to go. We are in the middle of making all of the different shirts and hats and everything. Yes, sir.
I thought I'd say there's a tweet this morning that looked at Hurts against the Chiefs defense, Mahomes against the Eagles defense, and then Tua against each of the defenses. And there wasn't much of a difference in the quarterback play.
Right.
Well, I want to find it so I can get it, but I'm looking through right now.
When Tua played Mahomes, there wasn't much of a difference. The difference was that Tyreek didn't hold on to the ball. That was the only difference. That's it. There were only a couple plays to be made in that game, and, Kelce didn't make any of them. But Tyreek had the ball right in his hands. That beautiful bomb from Tua. And you got to make plays, dude. You got to make plays. And the quarterback threw it. You had to catch it. You know what I mean? That's why you look at those stats. There wasn't much of a difference between Mahomes and Tua. They both played against two great defenses. There wasn't a lot to do. But the few opportunities that were there, you had to capitalize on them. Miami didn't, and that's why they lost. They lost because Tyreek did not capitalize on his opportunities. He dropped a big bomb, dropped another one too that he should have caught, but I'll give him a break on that one. And then the fumble, which turned into 7. He lost that game all by his lonesome. Okay? Now, the good thing is he's helped win plenty of games all by his lonesome too. So it washes. Getting Brooks back would be huge. I agree, Brett. Let's see. What else? Canes are one player away from being a really good team. Mario will get a QB in the portal. I hope so, but that whole one player thing, dude, 67, I kind of disagree with you. I right now, I'm going to say something
that will piss a lot of people off. And, whether you like it or not, I'm sorry. You could say that Canes are one player away, one this, one. They're a game day coach away from being really good. Because until Mario Cristobal proves to me that he can be a great game day coach, I don't care how much talent you have on the roster. You're not winning. If Mario Cristobal coaches the way he has coached the last 2 years with talent, you're not winning a national championship. So you could say, oh, we need a quarterback. We need this tackle. We need this defensive end. We need this shutdown corner. You need a better game day coach. Mario does everything very well at an elite level. The only thing that he doesn't do well, and he does it at a very poor level, is game day managing. He's bad at it. And if he doesn't get any better, I don't care what talent is on this roster. You're not winning a national championship. Remember, I told you, if you want to be a part of our platform, 786-754-4664. That's our business line. If you want to sponsor a segment, you want to be a proud sponsor of our show, maybe you want to bring our program to your business so we can promote your fantastic business, please reach out to us. And by the way, we travel anywhere in the city, state, country, or world. We haven't had a outside international broadcast yet. So which business is going to be first to bring us internationally to their place? 786-754-4664. And, of course, the email is bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. All right? Jaime Jaquez is looking like a real player out there, Big O. And, yeah, Bam is balling. He's finally showing us full potential. I can't wait till he starts adding that three-pointer to his game. I don't know if he will, but he definitely can do it. And Jaquez yesterday, 19 points, 3 of 4 shooting from three-point range, 4 assists, 2 steals. He's the real deal, dude. He is the real deal. Man, he is fun to watch. By the way, send Safed a reminder there because we are past the time. Canes are a Michael Pratt and above average game day head coach from being a top 10 ranked team. Oh, Tua just got to the podium? Okay. That's all right. So send him if he wants to call us after Tua, that's fine. That's all good. It's all good in the hood, as they say. All right. Well, while he does that, by the way, we have a bunch of Thursday night games, obviously, with Thanksgiving, right? We got Packers and Lions. Lions minus 7.5, over and unders 47.5. Commanders at Cowboys. Cowboys are favored by 11, over and unders 48.5. Niners at Seahawks. Niners are favored by 6.5, over and unders 43. Do you know that there's only one team in the NFL that's never played on a Thursday night? On a Thursday. Who do you think it is? Take a guess. No, not the Patriots. The Jags. The Jags have never played on a Thursday. And Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, and Carolina have only played on one Turkey Day in their existence. Think about that. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, not a problem. All right, so we're open. No Safed. We'll get Safed tomorrow. So think about that. Cincy, Tampa Bay, and Carolina have only played on Turkey Day one time. Miami is 5-2 on Turkey Day. That's pretty cool. Just so you'll know, a little Turkey Day nuggets for you there. A lot of people don't know that the Jags have never played. And I didn't know that Cincy, Tampa Bay, and Carolina have only been once. And then I wasn't sure about Miami's Turkey Day record, 5-2. Not that they're playing on Turkey Day. It's a Black Friday game this time around, which is the first ever Black Friday game, which we're kind of blessed to be able to do it, man. I like it, actually. I know it's getting in the way of your shopping. I know you're a big Black Friday.
I am.
Line
I
up
am.
at 2 a.m. outside Walmart.
But that's right. This game is at 3:00. We start our pregame at 1. I still got my shopping. I'm in line at midnight. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I just don't get as long as a nap when I get home.
Right. You'll get out by like 9 or 10 a.m. buying your stuff.
Yeah, you might say go to break, and I might
just
be dozing off, and you might have to wake me up real quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that might happen, but you never know.
Makes sense.
Black Friday. By the way, the Week 13 flex schedule has been released.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Dolphins, Commanders.
Yes.
Stayed at 1:00.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people want to see Commanders. They want to see Dolphins, but they certainly don't want to see the Commanders. I am a Ron Rivera fan, but I'll be the first to admit, he's done there. That's for sure. So the Rolling Stones will hit the road again. Yes, they are 147 years old, and they are thrilled to announce the Rolling Stones 2024 Hackney Diamonds Tour. Yep. Oh, yeah, bro. They've got the Hackney Diamonds. Yes. So they've got a link and everything down there. So you could get the website, all that stuff, and you just go to rollingstones.com, whatever. So they're going to be playing in a bunch of dates around North America in 2024. For those of you asking that you have no South Florida date, there is an Orlando date on June 3rd. They will start at Houston, Texas on April 28th. They'll be at Jazz Fest on May 2nd in New Orleans. They'll be in Las Vegas May 11th, Seattle May 15th, East Rutherford, New Jersey May 23rd, Foxborough, Massachusetts May 30th, Atlanta June 7th, Denver June 20th, Chicago June 27th, Los Angeles, July 10th, and they wrap it up in Santa Clara, California, July 17th. That's not all the dates, but that's some of them. It's a few more there. I didn't announce all of them. But if you want to see the Stones and you've never seen the Stones, this is probably your last chance before the next time they tour again. I don't know what to tell you, bro. They never give up. Bill Wyman dies and they just continue. You know what I mean? Just that's it. Just keep going, dude. Doesn't matter. Let's get into a little music history. Why don't we here, huh? On November 21st, 1991, Aerosmith made a guest appearance on the Flaming Moe's episode of The Simpsons. In 95, on the first day of its release, the Beatles anthology sold 450,000 copies. In 1988, Led Zeppelin guitarist Jimmy Page kicked off his first ever solo tour in Birmingham, England. Getting tongue-tied there. In 95, Green Day singer Billy Joe Armstrong was arrested and fined $141 for dropping his pants at a concert in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What's wrong with dropping your pants in Milwaukee? Isn't that where you're supposed to show your Wiener Schnitzel? Right? Isn't Milwaukee the home for brats? Anyway, in 2003, Limp Bizkit singer Fred Durst required 7 stitches to his face after being hit by a flying object during the New York stop of the band's Back to Basics tour with Korn. In 95, on this date, Bruce Springsteen released his 11th studio album, The Ghost of Tom Joad, the Boss' second acoustic record. In 2017, David Cassidy, I Think I Love You, who rose to fame playing Keith Partridge on the musical sitcom The Partridge Family, passed away from liver failure at the age of 67. In 2007, the Red Hot Chili Peppers sued Showtime for titling a show Californication, the same name as the band's 99 album and its title track. The matter was settled out of court. Now, how can they sue them unless they trademarked it, right? Okay. It's a great song. Such a great song. And that is what happened today in music history. So now let's get to a little birthdays, right? Why don't we? November 21st, we start with, you got to help me here, Nikki Garcia, wrestler. Legit? She's pretty, by the way. Oh, that was Nikki Bella, the one that was going to marry this guy. She's the Bella twins, right? That's what they have. So she
The
was
Bellas
the one,
are now the Garcias. They went back to their normal name.
Okay, so and she and she's the one that turned down John Cena.
No, they were supposed to get. They got engaged at WrestleMania,
So she
and
turned
then
down John Cena.
well, there was a Cena. There was a reason.
She looked at him and said, "No. Come on, that was creative. Come on."
She said she couldn't see him.
Carly Rae Jepsen. Call me maybe. 38 years old today. Brie Bella. I guess they're twins. And born on the same day. She's 40 also. I just saw it. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, they have Brie Bella and Nikki Garcia. That's how they have it. So one didn't change and the other one did?
It's the Garcia twins now, so they must not know what Brie Bella's name is now, so they just left it Brie Bella.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Pop singer Connor Maynard is 31. Davido, pop singer, is 31. Bjork, she's 58. Damn, I'm old. I know she was that old already. Damn. Well, I am 57, so yeah, we kind of grew up in the same era. Goldie Hawn, man, there's a hell of a list today. 78. Ken Block was a race car driver born in 67 on this day. We lost him in 23. Let's see. Michael Strahan, 52 years old today. They have a picture of him with the gap. He doesn't have the gap anymore, right? Didn't he fix the gap? Yeah. Why do they have a picture of him with the gap still? Well, they have an updated picture. The man fixed the gap like Joe Rose fixed the gap years ago. Ken Griffey Jr. is 54 years old today. Those are the folks celebrating birthdays today. Okay? There you go. Rolling Stones and all. It's a beautiful thing. Did you see Travis Kelce after the game last night? He's like, he goes, the only thing I've never really been open about, said Kelce, always taking pride in being available for his teammates, the pain, the lingering injuries, the 10 surgeries I've had, I still feel every surgery to this day. And so a knee injury kept him out of the regular season opener against the Lions on September 7th, but he hasn't missed a game since. Monday night's hyped Super Bowl 57 matchup with the Eagles and brother Jason Kelce, while maintaining his perennial Pro Bowl form, Kelce has also dealt with concussions, issues with his shoulder, back, and ankles. So, he is, by the way, now has 64 receptions for 641 yards, on track for his 8th consecutive 1,000-yard receiving season. No other tight end in NFL history has more than 3 in a row. For his career, Kelce owns 878 catches, 10,985 yards, 74 touchdowns, all near the top of all-time tight end leaderboards. During postseason, Kelce has 133 grabs, 1,548 yards, and 16 scores, all records at his position. They trail only Hall of Fame wideout Jerry Rice. And by the way, dabbling in the media and all that stuff, but he's also maybe even thinking about retirement. You know, he said, until the wheels fall off, baby, at one time. He goes, I love this game, and I know I'm going to miss it when I'm done playing. But right now, I'm in this building wanting to win football games. But he is also thinking about retirement now when he is thinking about his body. And, you know, this happens when you get to a point when you're in the middle of all this craziness and the testosterone takes over. You want to be Superman. You want to be the best ever, all that stuff. Then all of a sudden you fall in love. And he's got to be in love. And anybody that's, you know, if you have somebody that you care for, you're going to understand all of this. So he has already reached the pinnacle of his profession. There's nothing else he can do. Winning another Super Bowl does not elevate. Remember, I'm consistent as hell. What did I say about Tom Brady? Did he have to go back after that second year? I said he was a dick with Giselle. Okay, and that's why she left him, because they probably said, "Okay, you're going to do this for 2 years. Great." Did Tom Brady need an 8th championship? Did he need to go back for that 3rd year? No, he didn't. And she stuck by him throughout that whole thing, and then he screwed up. And that's because he did not get enough of it, because he loves the sport more than he loved Giselle. So now Travis Kelce has never met anything that he loves more than football, or his family, obviously. Now he met Taylor Swift. And now he's jet setting around. And now he's like finding out that he really cares about this woman. So then the perspective starts to change. And it's only because he's a human being. And now he's thinking about other things now. Now he's not thinking about effing around and going to party and being the biggest name at the club and meeting women and all that. He's done all that bullshit already. He's already won the championship in football a couple of times. He's already proven he's the best tight end in the NFL, if not second best or third, whatever. If we want to start arguing when we start, little Kittle and whatever, but there's nothing left to prove. And then you sit there and you're going, man, I'm doing this every week to myself. Do I need this, or would I rather hang out with Taylor? Would I just rather hang out with my family? And I don't need this anymore. I got money. Your priorities start to change because you have somebody in your life that now means to you more than what the game means to you. And that's the sad part for Tom Brady, that his wife and his family did not mean more to him than playing football. And I can understand any of us being driven by success. But once you've had that success, don't forget the people that foundationally helped you get there and supported you throughout it. And that's what Tom Brady did. This young man has not had that opportunity. Now, this is maybe the first time he's truly fallen in love, because he was with that other girl for a while, but that was kind of a loud entertainment, tabloid-like relationship with that girl. This one, even though it's a superstar, it's really all behind the scenes. We really don't get to see much unless they show it to us. Outside of that, everything is behind the scenes for her. You know what I'm saying? So I could see where he is now contemplating retirement, because the priorities in his life are starting to change. And maybe having a relationship and spending time with somebody, maybe that becomes a little bit more important than 50, 70,000 people screaming in a stadium and people just, beating you up on a consistent basis. And it's like Andrew Luck said, right? Pain, injury, rehab. Pain, injury, rehab. And or injury, pain, rehab, I think is how he said it. You kind of get tired of that, and maybe that's where he's at now. So I read that, and thinking about the Taylor Swift stuff, anybody that's been in a relationship or is in a relationship, you know what I'm talking about. Obviously, the people you love have to take some priority in what you're doing in life. You can't treat them like second citizens. That's just not the right thing to do.
By the way, as Edwin, I think it was Robles says,
yes, sir.
It was an April Fool's joke. Strahan still has the gap.
Oh, he still has
it.
Yeah,
he pulled a Snoop on us.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. There you go. I don't watch, what is it, Good Morning America he's on? Yeah, I thought he fixed it. Yeah. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And you can make a Bitcoin donation like the great Matthew Toffler and Frankie Fresco and Robert Villare, Stephen M. Love it. Those are my golden friends for life. Those that make Bitcoin donations. Phil Montgomery. People like that. Those are the kind of people that make an impact. Mike G. Appreciate all of you out there making those Bitcoin donations, baby. No, but seriously, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And we mention it because we get 100% of the donation there. Whereas the Super Chat, we appreciate it also. But YouTube does take 30% away. You know what I'm saying? So we get less, unfortunately. Let's see. Throw that shirt in the garbage, man. What's wrong with my Iron Maiden shirt? Why are you hating on the Iron Maidens, bro? What's wrong with you? That's Frank. That's just wrong, hating on the Iron Maidens. By the way, if Frank would actually see the Iron Maidens, he would not be saying that. They might be the best looking band on the planet right now. Because I'm trying to think of another band with all girls that have as many good looking women as they do, and I don't think it exists, actually. So props to, not only are they gifted, they are talented, but very good looking, gotta say. Let's see what else. Hopefully we can shut down Garrett Wilson the same way. Yeah, you're gonna need to. I admire Andrew Luck for his decision and despise Brady for his. I have no problem with that. I would add Antonio Gates. Yeah, that's another great one. Tom Brady's kids and wife are always second place. Kelce's trying to do the opposite. Yeah, but it kind of showed up in now, they might be two different people. You know what I mean? But Kelce has a strong family impact on him all the time. Like his family's front and center all the time. Like they're around. That's really not the Brady way. That wasn't really, it was his wife there and all that, but not like, I think Tom Sr. was there at times, right, in the past. I don't know. I don't know if his mom was still around. I don't know. But it's still not the same. It's not like Kelce. It's not like Kelce. The Kelce family is tight, bro.
Mom went to one of the brothers' games in the 1 p.m. shift and then flew to make sure she was there for the Sunday night game at 8 o'clock for the other son. I mean,
and then she went to a Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay. No, but I'm just saying that tells you how family oriented they are. That she goes to support her son's girlfriend.
Yeah, but not only that, but if you saw, there was a video going around and my daughter showed me.
Like that,
it's Kelce with Taylor's dad. Like the Swift family is the same way.
Right.
It's one of those things.
That's what I'm saying. That there's that, family is important. I don't know as much about Swift, you know what I mean? Because I don't follow Taylor, but
I'm just going off the dad was in Brazil at a concert.
I saw it. And now because of Kelce, I kind of see more about Taylor only because of that. But the Kelce family, that's a real family. You know what I mean? I mean, you saw the brothers at the end of the game last night. That's a family. And so maybe for Travis, now that he meets Taylor, to him, relationship is going to be a little bit more important than football right now. So I can totally understand it, dude. I really can. I can relate to it. I can understand it, because if I'm not here, I'm with my wife all the time. You know what I mean? My wife and I have worked together, whatever. We have no problem. We're not that couple. I'm not that husband that does everything to stay away from the house, because I have friends like that too. They do whatever they can to stay away from their significant other at times or whatever. I'm not that guy. So I can relate to that. But yeah, I saw that story and you can tell that the man is in love. because that's the only reason that would affect him that way. Did you see that the Eagles cut a 51-year-old player this week? Did you see that story? Did you guys see that story? It's this is a funky ass story, okay? I mean, if you guys have not seen this, all right, Bernard Williams, he played one season for the Eagles 29 years ago before his career was derailed by a marijuana suspension. What a shame, dude. What the way it's so embarrassing how we've treated weed in this country when alcohol's 5 billion times worse. Anyways, despite the fact that he has not played since 94, he was still technically a member of the Eagles roster. He was finally released this past week. For Williams' part, he had no idea that this was happening. Here's the background that led to the strangest transaction of the 2023 NFL season. The Eagles selected Williams with the number 14 overall pick in the 94 draft. He seemed to be on track, locking down their starting left tackle position for years, following a strong rookie season. However, a positive marijuana test before the 95 season resulted in him being suspended for the entire season. We're an embarrassment, really. We are as a society. He failed a second drug test during the suspension and was never officially reinstated by the league. He continued his pro football career in various other leagues, CFL, XFL, Arena League, but never made it again back to the NFL. The Eagles, however, still maintain his rights throughout all of this. Technically, this left him as an official member of the roster until he was officially released this past week. It was basically one giant glitch in the NFL system. So what was the tip-off? Williams told Andrew DeCecco of the Inside Birds that he thinks the Eagles finally took notice when he recently applied for some of the league's benefits. He also had no idea of his roster status or the fact that he was officially released. I was actually at work when I coached a kid in high school. Ventel Bolware, a scout for the Packers, called and asked, when was the last time I did anything with the NFL? I told him, I just applied for some benefits recently. And he said, well, your name just came across the transaction wire. I'm like, for what? And he was like, the Eagles released you. I had some kind of idea, but they never released me. And I always wonder what happened with that. When I went to Canada, the Eagles kept my rights through all of that. They never released my rights, but I had no idea I was still on the roster 29 years later. Williams started all 16 games of his rookie season and played extremely well. He just never really had a chance to show what type of player he could have been in the NFL because of the NFL's outdated marijuana rules. Okay, so I have a problem here. I have a stinking problem with Bernard Williams here. I got a problem. Where's his Super Bowl ring? Where is Bernard Williams' Super Bowl ring? You want to keep his rights, right? You were holding on to his right. You were hodling like me holding on to Bitcoin. The man goes to the CFL, the AFL, the NFL, the WFL, the XFL, the AFL2. He bounces all over the place. You kept his rights for 30 years, and now you released him because he was going to file for some insurance, and that was going to cost you a couple of bucks. Well, where's his ring? He was a member of your football team when you won the Super Bowl. Okay? I think the most decent thing you can do is send a Super Bowl ring to Bernard Williams. Your selfishness, because you thought he would fix his marijuana issues and then come back and you were going to hold on to his rights, you sneaky bastards. Then you fell asleep at the wheel and you forgot completely you had his rights. And now you woke up, 30 years later, you said, whoa, that guy's going to cost us money. And now you don't want to give him a ring. I am disgusted, Sean Stanley.
I have a question, though. Was he on like a non-player
NFI?
Something? Where was he at?
Non-football
how do you
injury?
not know that he's not on your roster, though? I
have no
especially
idea.
that long. I mean, he's 51 years old. That was his, what would he have been, 23, 24 maybe? His second year in the seat?
94, 95.
So did the Eagles violate anything here? Do they have too many men on the roster?
I can only tell you this.
Do they have to vacate the Super Bowl win?
Here's my guess. Think about the year it happened. That's right about where the internet started. So this might have still been paperwork that never was transferred over to the internet.
Call it in.
Yeah, so right? Because
fax it over.
Yeah, because I remember I remember doing dial-up in the middle of the 90s. We were doing Prodigy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was like right at the beginning of the internet. So that might have been they were transferring all. You remember how let's get back to crypto. Remember how I've told you guys about Chainlink, the company Chainlink, and went all the way down to $6, $5, and it's up to like 15 now. And I told you it's the Oracle of blockchains. And what you use the Oracle for is for the transfer of information. And all of these companies that are going to have to go from the internet to the blockchain, because the blockchain basically is the updated internet, the safer internet. And every Hialeah Park will be on the blockchain. They don't know this yet. I know this before everybody here at Hialeah knows. They will be on a blockchain. They will be on Ethereum or Cardano or Avalanche or Polygon, or they will be on a blockchain. I guarantee you that. Your business will be on a blockchain. I guarantee you. Okay? Now, when you make the transfer over from the internet to the blockchain, you will then have to transfer your business's information. Guess what you're going to need? An Oracle in order to transfer that business. And that's Chainlink. So apparently the Chainlink at that moment, whatever the Oracle was at that moment, to go from nothing to the computer is not a real Oracle. It's just a person telling somebody else the information and they're inputting it because there is no Oracle at that moment. So they probably left his name off. Oh, yeah, no, he's not on there. Just, whatever. And then, but it was really still there in the records. It's pretty amazing. Mateo, thank you for the love in the super chat, sir. Very nice of you. Can't wait to watch Ramsey shut down Diggs. Yes, sir. But they'll probably move Diggs around, too, to make sure that he doesn't have the same person covering him. And I don't think you want Ramsey on him the entire time. You know what I'm saying? So, but thank you, sir, for the super chat as always. Big O, I feel you. 25 years, and when we're not working, we're together all the time. My hobby is everything with my wife. Exactly. Exactly, dude. That's kind of the way it is. Give him the ring in Paris like classy Big O. Yeah. That would that gets you some brownie points. I'm telling you, fellas. If you can pull it off one day, like what I did, give your wife a ring at the Eiffel Tower for dinner. That's one she'll never forget, bro. Never. Big O, ever check out the Australian rock band King Gizzard? Oh, I did not. In the Lizard Wizard. No, I did not. King Gizzard. It doesn't sound like it's a legitimate band, by the way. I swear. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. I swear it sounds like a weird porno. Seriously, it just sounds like a weird porno. Anyway, their music fusion includes too many different genres to count. Such a unique sound. I will check it out. It's a unique name. So, yeah. What else do we have here? And the NFC Championship ring for the one loss to the Patriots. That too. That's it. Heard Bernard Williams is an Amazon driver. Well, he's going to be the first Amazon driver with a Super Bowl ring. But they should, bro. They should
ship it to him and make him deliver it himself.
That's it.
Bam.
That's it. He picks up something. Oh, there he is. Get it ready. All right. Give us 2 minutes. Hour number 3 of the Big O Radio Show is next.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Radio Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated. They offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Baby hour number 3, home of the loosest slots in the state at Hialeah Park on December 7th. We are going to have sports gambling here. You know, this is the best part, right? You're going to be out here at Hialeah Park. You're going to come out with your girlfriend or your wife, right? She might want to play some of the slots, the loosest slots in the state, right? You're sitting here in the Flamingo Lounge with all these TVs. You're watching the games. You don't have to go to a teller and make a line. No, you just grab the app here at Hialeah. Boom, boom, boom. You make your sports bet, and you just continue. So December 7th, you can come out here to Hialeah Park, eat some food, sports gamble. You can go play some poker. You can play the loosest slots. You can have some great food. You can walk around, enjoy the landscape, the architecture, which is second to none, the historic place that is Hialeah Park. You got to check it out, man. So sports gambling coming and adding to the experience.
Big O, you put it perfectly. But I'm going to add one more thing.
I don't like making a line at a teller. I can just sit there with
you just and listen, this way nobody knows you're going up there. If you're betting live, you don't want people to know that you're betting 10, 20 bets, right? But anyhow, so you're betting right on your phone. But I'm going to make it even better for you. When you sign up with the Hialeah Park sports betting app, you get about $150 of value. You get $50 of free play, so you can give that free play. You can go play it on slot machines or give it to your girl or your wife and go ahead and play. and you get $100 no regret bet. So it's a bet that if you happen to lose, don't worry about it. We got you covered.
Right.
So it's $150. So just to sign up, we're giving you 50 free play and $100 no regret bet. That's a pretty good deal. And that's starting December 7th.
If they give you that free money, and we give you some pretty good free tips on this show, like on a consistent freaking basis. Okay? I kill it with the live app, bro.
Listen, last week,
kill it with
the
the
Jersey
live
guy
app.
did not do well. He was 1-3, got crushed with the Lions not covering enough.
Oh, yeah.
Got crushed with
Well, that's because Jared had a terrible – dude, he threw in 3 interceptions.
No, but he's still – I mean, look, they still won.
No,
I mean, I know the betting thing was bad.
That's what affected the bet is the 3 interceptions. But to his credit, he is a much better player now.
He's playing – and the team is good, too. The team is really good, too.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Matt. With Man Campbell.
So think about that. Sports betting December 7th, and sign up on the Hialeah Park sports betting app. We'll have a QR code here. When you come into the property, we'll have it all over the place. You'll be able to get it on our website. I'll send it to everybody. I mean, believe me, I would give it to you right now. We just haven't been given it yet.
Well,
and we'll be getting it in the next couple of days.
Can't wait for the free play.
The free play. And now there's another thing, too. Just having fun, just having fun. And it's the NFL season. When you walk in our casino here in the North Entrance, right near the Players Club, we have a couple slot machines in a circle right now there. They're on December 5th, it might be the 6th, we're going to be debuting the only ones in Dade County to have the NFL slot machines. The first NFL branded slot machines on our floor. And it's very cool. I really want you to play them.
We're going to play them.
We're gonna.
Can I do a little video?
No,
can I do a little video of me playing?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely. And you get to pick your team. So you go up there, and there's 32 teams, and I'm hoping you pick the correct team.
There's only one team.
I'm hoping you pick the correct team.
In my world, there's one team.
And you pick
one
that,
team only.
and it's live video. Like it's pretty cool when you get into a bonus round. It's Tyreek Hill catching a ball and running 60 yards for a touchdown. It's real cool. It's very cool NFL slots. And so
you can come out here, bet on the Dolphin game, and play on the Dolphins too.
Right at the front entrance.
Look at that.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good combination. Oh, and by the way, just add that, we do things in 3, and you've said it already. You can also bet on the loosest slot machines in the state of Florida. Yeah. So that's not bad. You could go play.
Reason why you guys always have a ton of people here. It's always
believe me, we have
and the machines. God, you guys. Yeah. The machines just get bigger and bigger.
The slot machines themselves are getting huge, but the jackpots are getting bigger too. Like, Dragon, the biggest slot machine, the most popular slot machine in the country, and it's also one of our most, not the most, but one of our most popular is Dragon Link, right? Dragon Link. The same company that makes Dragon Link is making the NFL.
Okay.
So NFL should be a good game because they're a pretty good company. And, it used to be a jackpot on Dragon Link was, I don't know, $15,000, $20,000. We have Dragon Links that have jackpots starting at $50,000. We have 2 links of them too, and they hit a lot because there's a lot of play on them, and the customers are just loving these games, and they're loving them everywhere. Hialeah,
By the
all
way,
over the country.
You come out here and you play these games now through the end of the month, you will be entered to win the Ford Bronco.
Exactly. Ford Broncos this Saturday.
It's just Saturday.
It's Saturday. So think about our next couple of days. This Saturday we're giving away a Bronco.
It's a beautiful Bronco,
right? Then we're debuting. 4 or 5 days later we're debuting the NFL slot machines. 2 days later we're starting sports betting, and by the way that week the white Mercedes with the red bow shows up, and you can earn prizes for that because we know that Big O and Sean are kind of guys that buy their girls cars for Christmas
Always.
gifts. With
Always.
bows, but only because of the big red bow. I still haven't met a person that does it. I've met people that could do it, but I've never met anybody that does it on a regular basis. Brand new car, brand new.
I told you I did it.
You did it for your daughter, but that was a milestone thing, right?
No, it was just she needed a car. She got
really. Well, then man, I tell you what.
She was old enough.
Man, this Big O has got big money.
Well, she had to go to FIU. She was in high school going to FIU.
And she was commuting to school, and so she needed a car.
Yeah, she had to go to FIU. She
wasn't like
my daughter. My daughter did high school and college. Her last 2 years
in high school. In high school, yeah.
In high school, she was what's that called? One of those.
Oh yeah, a something star.
The Herald. What's that? Whatever.
I thought it was
so it's a big.
Silver
honor,
Star.
Silver something.
Silver Star, something like that.
Something, yeah. So she did 11th and 12th grade while she was doing her first and second years in college at the same time. She would do high school in the morning and college in the
So
afternoon.
your wife's getting a car this Christmas, I guess. You're thinking maybe next Christmas.
Yes,
Next
Christmas.
Next Christmas. Next Christmas. I guess she doesn't. She's not listening to this broadcast.
No. She knows that the crypto run doesn't start till 2024. So
okay.
It just started already. But the bull run really will be in 2024 because, Biden and the boys are going to open up the printer so they can try to get back into the White House again.
Yeah, stay in the White House. Stay in the White House.
Stay in the White House.
Biden and the boys. Although Biden, it was his birthday recently. Wow, huh?
A spry 81.
81. Yeah. Whew.
Did you see what Jimmy Kimmel did last night? Oh, dude, it was hilarious. He's... Like they would say, like, what's older, Biden or pancake batter? and like he was older than pancake batter. He was older than I think he was slightly younger than a bra. It was like there was things like that you would never imagine, and he was older than them. You know what I mean? It was just funny as hell.
Listen, I got an uncle. It's 100. He could beat Biden in the 100-yard dash. I'm telling you that right now. I'm positive of that. I mean, my man is just he's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He doesn't want to admit it. I guess nobody wants you when you're at the top.
Brother, it's Nixon Kennedy all over again. Except the problem is it's not Kennedy next to him. Trump is just as old. And
he's and crazier, and so Trump's old, but a little less old, but crazier.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
he just said you need an ID to buy bread. He's saying whales are dying because of the windmills.
Wait. The whales in New Jersey got screwed up. They go, I can report this. And
whales in New Jersey got screwed up.
So it happened. Here's what happened. The governor of New Jersey funds this big project where they're going to build windmills out in the ocean.
Right.
Oh, by the way, he's got a huge investment in it.
Right.
The governor does. So they start putting these windmills in. And this has happened maybe once every 5 years. Dead whales start floating up on the beach.
That's normal.
20 to 30 of them. That has never happened in New Jersey. Not in New Jersey.
Okay, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
But abnormal go from 1 to 20.
Yeah, that can happen. It's called the school of them. They all come together. They all
got whacked out by the things.
Yeah, that happens.
But here's the bigger problem with that.
That just happened recently, and it had nothing to do with windmills. And it was a whole bunch of dolphins, I think it was, that beached themselves.
Oh yeah.
And people.
No, this was a series over a period of 6 months.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that being said, the windmills are the project. The company is bailed out. That whole green project, all full of crap.
Right.
All full of crap. The company said, no, we're going to put it on hold for 5 years. So because they sort of put a pencil to it, it doesn't make sense anymore.
We're not there yet.
Oh, that's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
So why are they forcing us to buy electric cars in the next couple of years?
Well, the thing is, the problem with that was that you hadn't built the infrastructure yet, so you can't do that.
That's, okay, you know my point. That's my point.
And then you're trying to cut a deal with Tesla, and because Biden wants to cut a deal with Tesla to use their thing, but Tesla's like, yo, dude, I built this for my cars.
Yeah, man. I'm a private investor. I'm a private
you want
entrepreneur.
Me to start charging Fords and Chevys and Mazdas, and you know what I mean? It's like,
by the way, I'd like an advantage.
Are we not capitalists or not? You know what's going on, and so it's kind of a.
And plus,
look, dude,
plus,
not to get all crazy. But what the old man had to do when he took over was not shut down the pipeline, open it up even more.
Amen.
Okay. By the way, he's allowed more oil permits than Trump did. Nobody knows that.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Most people don't know that. Now they're all quiet. They're all like keeping them down because they haven't started them. But he's actually sold out more than Trump did. But here's the thing: the dumbass, what he should have done was, you saw what happened with Russia. You saw what happened with Europe. It was a perfect time for us to start pumping even more oil.
Yes, man. Yes.
And sell it all to Europe.
They needed our oil.
They needed our oil. And then we do what the Arabs do. You get the profits. You get the profits, and now you build your green highway. Now you rebuild our bridges and streets because you have all that oil money coming in.
Could have made a fortune. We could still make a fortune on that.
And then that's how you build your green.
I agree.
Other way. But if you go the way he's doing it, it's ass backwards because it forces the average person. We can't afford electric cars.
Not yet. It's going to be, and who knows? It might be 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I don't know when it's going to be, but who knows? But at any rate, back to the real exciting stuff here at Hialeah Park. We're somewhat green. See, the bar here is color green. It's color green.
Well, and the slot machines spit out a lot of green.
We do spit out a lot of green, the most green in the state of Florida as a percentage of payouts, that's for sure. And so I just wanted to, what do you think about sports betting coming up now? I know you talked about it. You gave the pitch. I mean, it's going to be.
I love it.
But I'll tell you, I know you do well. But it's tough. It's not easy picking games.
No, it's not. The best, I'm telling everybody out there, I keep telling you, wait for the live.
Yes.
Do not take the game before it starts. Unless it's something that you really, really love, absolutely, then you do it. But if not, you wait for the game to start because you will actually end up getting better bargains inside the game. The Panthers last night, okay, I'm at the game. So I look at the app. I'm telling my wife I'm not betting it. The Panthers are favored a goal and a half, and they have 11 wins, and Edmonton has 5. Okay, so Panthers are way better, but it's a goal and a half, and in hockey, that half goal kills you.
Yeah, all the time.
Because you're up by 2, and they pull the goalie. They have the extra guy. They attack you, and then they score 1, and you lost by that half goal.
Right.
Instead of 3-1 and you won by half a goal, it's 3-2 and you lost by that half goal. So Edmonton scores last night.
Now you got to. Now all of a sudden the line changes. Yeah,
it swung. Panthers plus 1.5. Bam! I laid it right there on the Panthers, and I won the entire game. I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't care.
Yeah.
It didn't matter to me because I felt that the Panthers could win, but I did not want to give that goal and a half because that half is just a bitch. But then when they scored first, hell, they took a 2-0 lead.
That's amazing that it switched from -1.5 to +1.5. That's amazing.
And
that's a hell of a jump on.
Be on top of it and watch it like a stock market.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And then when it switched, boom! I made the bet. And I told my wife I got what I wanted. I got the Panthers plus 1.5. And sure enough, they came back and tied it, and then they took the lead, and then they held on, and I was a winner. And so don't give it. If you don't like the line, that's the beauty of live betting. You don't have to bet the first line. Wait for the game to start and see if something comes in that becomes a little bit more attractive.
Because as the game starts, opportunities will present themselves. You'll see a mistake. Okay, that's one mistake. The best chance. Another good example of that was a couple of weeks ago, the Giants and the Dolphins game. I'm sure that in the first quarter, you could have got all kinds of value on that bet. All kinds of value. But anyhow, we're going to have it soon.
I'm going to give you another example of what I did also. But I want to make sure I have it in front of me. Here we go. Yes, here it goes. Vikings are playing the Denver Broncos. Okay?
Tough game.
So, yeah. And Vikings were favored to start the game. I want to say 1.5 or 2.5, I think it was. Do you have it there?
I have it here. Last week, yeah.
Last week.
Vikings and Broncos, 2.5. Vikings plus 2.5.
Didn't like it. So game starts. Denver takes a lead. Vikings get plus 4.5.
Really?
So look, it's green. See, 4.5. I won.
Yeah, but 2.5 you would have won too.
Okay, so wait a minute. So I like the Vikings in this game. I'm getting cocky. and so they take a lead, I think, or Denver barely was tied. So it comes in Vikings plus 1.5. I said, you know what? I'm going to lay a little more money there because I think the Vikings are going to win this game. And then one more came in at a plus. It was Vikings plus 0.5. You know what happened in that game, right?
Yeah.
Denver came back.
Yes.
And they even missed the 2-point conversion, which I would have lost a point
you would
and a
have lost
half.
the game. You would have lost one of those bets. Yes,
But
yes.
he didn't complete the 2-point conversion. They won by 1 point. I lost a 0.5-point bet, but I won the 1.5, and I won the plus 4.5.
That's why the bet live is good. The betting live is very good.
You have
and you have to be watching it, get a feel for the first
game.
Yeah, how the first quarter is working out and stuff like that.
Or just the value of it. It's not so much. It's like, okay, I didn't want to, like in these two examples I gave you, I didn't want to lay the goals last night, and I didn't want to lay the points in this game. So I waited for the favorite to become the dog.
Well,
and then I took the dog that was the favorite.
that you believe is really the favorite.
That I really believe is a favorite. And then I ended up on top because of that. And so that's why I keep, and I'm trying to, I want to do this live for people to kind of do it, but it's just takes up so much time. I don't know if people would have the patience to do it with me.
So switching to two last things, and then I got to run. But listen, this past week with the Dolphins at the game, it was a little rough watching it. It was a nerve-wracking game.
They didn't play a smart game.
Too many turnovers. Too many turnovers.
Tua was sloppy.
Couple of missed tackles. I mean, although the defense came back with 2 interceptions, that was good. But the Raiders aren't that good.
The defense is
coming around. They're coming around.
But offense has to wake up.
But look, that's Aiden O'Connell. You know what I mean? Aiden O'Connell. I'm sitting next to a guy who was dressed in the Radar garb and the whole mask and shit. So I said to him, and then he starts calling Aiden O'Connell. Now, I don't want to upset your listeners, but they're calling Aiden O'Connell AOC. What's right there?
Oh, God,
yeah, please.
yes,
Can we just now? I hate Aiden O'Connell because the other AOC is about a bumbling idiot and a bullshitter all the way through more full of shit than this woman's more full of shit than a Christmas turkey. But at any rate, so now I say to him, so I got to say something to him. I said, so I just nice. I turned to him. I says, so how does it feel to pay all those state taxes to the state of California? He'd come from California. Yeah. Now he goes off. He hates Newsom. I'm going to call him Ozzie Newsom. Yeah. Gavin Newsom. He hates Ozzie Newsom. Gavin Newsom hates everybody. It's all
let's not insult Ozzie.
Yes, not insult Ozzie. You're right. I'm sorry, Ozzie. Please, Ozzie. You're 10 times better
Ozzie,
person than
we're not
Gavin.
calling you Gavin, bro.
Yeah,
please.
and so it was kind of good to know that at least this California fan, he was rooting for the other team, but at least he knows that California is a crappy place to live and the world's running away from there because of the taxes. But I only know that,
and it easily should be our best state.
Yes,
like not even close.
Yes. But it's not going
to not even close.
But not going to happen in our lifetime.
No,
my son went out there after college to live there, and he was not like an economics expert or anything. He goes, Dad, there's like taxes for everything. Yeah. You go to the bathroom, I think I'm going to get taxed or something. Like it's your car. They measure everything for your car. And it costs you you buy a new car, and it costs you like another $2,000 to make it California road ready. And so it's all a mess. At any rate, that was a tough game. When you're worried in the fourth quarter and you're playing the Raiders.
No, it was unacceptable.
Come on,
but that's what I loved about Tua. He took tons of shots at himself.
Yeah,
and he
stays cool and calm. I mean, he stays cool and calm.
No, but in the press conference, he was blunt about it. That it was unacceptable, his play, which it was unacceptable. He's forcing the ball when he shouldn't. And then the fumble, it's like what I said. You're not supposed to dive.
Why he went head first, I don't know why. But
jam a shoulder, an elbow, a wrist, or fumble.
That's his competitiveness. That's because he's a competitor at heart. And I hope he would just control that.
And he still would have gotten the first down, even with a slide.
Even with a slid. So now the anyhow, that was a tough game, but it's all good.
By the way, if he slides and doesn't get the first down, I don't care.
he's healthy.
Yeah.
Stay healthy,
yes,
bro.
stay alive.
The Dolphins have no shot without you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Without you, they're done. They're toast.
Yeah, that would be horrible. But now, moving forward, the first NFL Black Friday game, 9.5-point favorites. 9.5-point favorites. A little tough. I think they can cover that, but it's a tough bet.
They can, but
you got to
not
live
if
bet
you play
that.
the way you've been playing against the Giants and this past week. If you want to give a crappy team mistakes and you want to fumble and turn over the ball, you're going to keep crappy teams around.
Yeah, that's
and the
problem.
Jets have a great defense.
Yes,
but their offense is pathetic.
Zach he just needs to go someplace else.
Well, I mean, they're using the Boyle guy this week, but it doesn't matter.
But he was worse.
He was worse.
He was Boyle is not an improvement. You get zero improvement there, So I don't know, but that was a tough one.
Against that secondary, they should do nothing. But the key is that the offense has to play responsible, and you could win this game by 14, 20 points.
You know what I think is a good bet?
You should do to them what the Bills did to them.
I think, look, I personally would bet the Dolphins. I'd give the 9.5 points. I think there's another bet. And I got to see what the line is on the number.
I know what the other bet is.
The
Take
number.
Boston College against the University of Miami. They're giving 9 or 8.5.
Really?
The University of Miami is not allowed to give 8 or 9 to anybody in the ACC.
Well, that coach is teetering. He's teetering.
Well, he's not going anywhere because they paid him so much money, but he is bad.
Well, they can't let him go. They can't let him go. You see what happened to the guy in Texas? They had to pay him $30 million, $7 million a year.
75
million, $7 million a year for 10 years or something. Like, are you kidding me? That's insane. But the other bet I'm thinking, I haven't looked at, is the number of turnovers the Jets are going to have.
Oh, okay.
That's if it's three, or I think
a lot.
They're going to have 3. I'm telling you, Big O, they're having 3 turnovers.
They're going to throw that much?
He's going to fumble when he gets sacked. Okay. He's going to get sacked at least one time. On one of those sacks, he's going to get fumbled, and he's going to throw 2 interceptions.
Okay,
I go with that. That's my belief on him.
I go with that.
And now that's a homer
belief.
Though.
I just don't expect them to throw a lot.
No, he'll throw less than 20 passes, 15, 20.
You don't want to throw against that secondary.
No.
What I think you're going to want to try to do is run, although we are playing much better now against the run. The last couple of weeks, the boys have picked it up. I'm telling you, the defense, this team is a Super Bowl caliber team. The Dolphins are a Super Bowl caliber
I think they're
team.
going to cover.
They just have to put it together.
I think they're going to cover, and the Jets are going to have three. This is my thought. They're going to cover the 9.5, and the Jets are going to have 3 turnovers. Now I'm going to give you the Jersey pick. I think he's once again bumped his head, but he's got a couple. He likes the Ravens over the Chargers, although I agree with that.
How much? What's
minus,
the points?
Minus 3.5.
Oh yeah.
He likes that's his favorite game.
That defense will bully.
Yeah,
will bully the Chargers. So
Ravens over. I believe anyhow. That's that. Next one is he likes the Chiefs over the Raiders. But he's giving 9.5 points. It's a tough one. But I don't think the Raiders are as good as. I think that's all hype, and that hype's gonna dry up.
So and they got to bounce back this week. So I can see the Chiefs and the Raiders, and then the Ravens one.
It's 3.5.
Yeah, I know.
And minus 3.5. I think the Ravens are going to.
It's on the road. Okay.
Yeah.
That defense is physical. Yeah, I know Staley has to coach his ass off this week because he's got a lot of heat on him already.
Yeah, and the last one, I think he just picked it because he wants to have a game to root for, and on Thanksgiving, he likes the Lions over the Packers. Packers it's tough though. It's a 7.5. If it was a 6.5 point spread, I'd like it a little better. He likes it at 7.5.
I don't mind. I like that one actually. I think the Packers are terrible.
I think they're horrible.
And I think Detroit always has, remember.
It's a tradition for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if there's one thing we've done as gamblers over the years, we've taken Detroit at times. I don't know about you guys, but I have at times. Not all the time, but there are moments where they're like half decent. And that on Thanksgiving, they always give this inspired effort.
Yeah.
And so you kind of take them as a dog, but I actually think now they're a good team.
They're very good. They're very good.
And Jordan Love is not a good quarterback.
It's not the answer.
So
Not yet.
And I can see the Lions defense at home getting after them. I'm with the Jersey guy on this one.
All three.
Yes.
Ravens, Chiefs, and
Yes.
the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he was a little bit. He was, but I think he picked the Lions because he was telling me how he was talking about his Thanksgiving celebration. So he was just. I think he just needed something to root for.
You can't trust the Cowboys, and it's 11 points, even though Washington should lose. But
that's a tough one. That's a lot of points.
And then Seattle's home in that game. And so San Fran's, we know they're the better team, but Seattle's pretty good that they could surprise.
They could play. Although the Niners are a good team. Their defense, look, they've added a great defense. But anyhow, that being said, Big O,
I like it.
Everybody in Big O land, have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you, my brother.
Come on out this Saturday and try to win the Bronco.
Yes.
Don't forget. And if you really want to give your girl a white car with a red bow on it, we're giving that one away on Saturday of December 30th and December 7th, the big one, sports betting and Hialeah Park betting app.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's a fun one. I can't wait for that one. Maybe we could be making the bets on the podcast. We'll just make them right here. Look, here we go. So
That's
they know that we're putting our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, we could show him, except for Sean. He doesn't want to show the kind of money he bets.
Well,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, he bets.
We don't
Yeah,
want
but see, you bet a lot of money, but you got a lot of money. See, so,
but I used Sean's money. I don't have money. I use Sean's money.
They have coupons. Yes, they do. You get $50 free play.
That's right. You get the free play.
When you sign up, you get $50 free play and $100 no regret bet. Okay. What's wrong with that?
Oh, and by the way, just a tip for you all out there. Those of us that already have an account, we probably won't get that free play, right?
You won't get that if you have an account.
But use your wife or girlfriend. See, my wife doesn't have an account.
There you go.
So I will open up the Hialeah account with my wife's account so I can get the free bet and the extra money. Again, I'm here to make you guys money. Okay? So if you already have a Hard Rock app, right, which I do, we're not going to be able to get the free play stuff. So make sure you use your, significant other because they probably don't have the app. And there you go.
Big O, my neighbor, his name is Rick. He said that to me. I said, Rick, why'd you get you signed up? I told you not to sign up. I'm like, well, I was betting the sports a couple of years ago. And he goes, don't worry. I'll find his wife's name is Bonnie. He goes, I'm signing up in Bonnie's name.
All right, that's it.
And Bonnie's a hell of a sports. She knows her sports still. She's actually a good picker. I took Bonnie and Rick to the New England game. New England, and they were, they're good people. And so he's doing the same things you're doing. So thanks for the advice out there to your listeners.
I look out for my listeners all the time.
All righty, gang.
All right, Steve.
Take
Appreciate
care.
you, bro.
Thanksgiving. Whoa, sorry about that.
That's all good. Alarm almost fell there. All right. Appreciate it,
guys.
Steve. Thank you, my
Adios.
brother. You got it. Steve Calabro, baby. Getting it done here at Hialeah Park. Big O, Elon Musk open sourced his electricity car technology patents in 2014. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Biden was negotiating with him. Elon has all control over it. He can do it if he wants, or he does it. And I don't think he's doing it. And again, I don't blame him for that. It's his company, dude. That's kind of the idea. If you buy a Tesla, I think it's part of it that you can get it charged anywhere that's a Tesla and it's on the house and all that kind of stuff. I think that's kind of the way it is. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But AOC. Brett, you're twisted, brother. Stephen Harris, thank you out there. By the way, we got to thank Cameron Wolfe and Manny Navarro, as always. Steve Calabro, of course. Mr. Brunetti, as always, proud sponsor and supporter of our platform, and we love him for that. We thank him for that. Appreciate it, as always. And he's always got kind words for me every time we see each other. So I appreciate Mr. Brunetti. Thanks, Sean Stanley, as always, for getting it done. We thank all of you for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We're coming to you live from Acura of Pembroke Pines. We'll be off on Thursday and then back Friday for the pre- and post-game show. See you all tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.